All right, I got the stream going up. I just have the splash page on. I'll see how this looks. Yeah, I muted the desktop audio. All right, welcome everyone to the first ever, the 2017 ANR Players Circuit Netrunner Bowl. I guess we're calling this. Welcome, Dean Tran. How are you doing?
I'm doing great this Sunday morning. How's everyone doing today?
Hopefully,
Well,
well.
most likely, how are you doing today, to be more clear?
I'm doing great. It was good to see you at Gen Con, man. I'm just glad you made it down.
Yeah, just I was doing the usual ruse, not letting anyone know that I was showing up, and got a chance to surprise everyone. Most funny story was Rand didn't believe me. I was gonna show up. I told Sam, who would eventually win Gen Con, and he Sam was the entire way. I was the only person I was honest with, and Rand was like, no, Dean's tricking you, Sam. So it was quite hilarious. But otherwise, it's a great experience. Good to see everyone again. In my truest hearts of hearts, I did want to come and see everyone. I just didn't know if I could make it. That was really the situation was happening.
Sure, of course, of course. Well, I didn't expect you because that's a typical Dean Ruse move, and yeah, it was excellent to see you. So, and thank you for coming on for this. This should be a good time. Everyone's not everyone, but in the Slack, they always talk about East Coast versus West Coast. I remember the Team USA versus the Team UK event, and this camera's being a nightmare with me, Dean here.
So it's okay. You can see my
So
forehead. My forehead
yeah.
does work.
So anyhow, so it there we go. So I just wanted to recreate that, and I thought this would be a good time to do it. So I basically created two champions here, and let's take a look at the teams real quick.
Oh, hold on.
I don't know if we have captains coming in.
we got invaded. Hold on, give us a moment.
Skype attack. So basically, let me break down the teams. I picked two captains. I picked Jonas Wilson, aka the Big Unit 3000, and I picked John Trevoranus, aka Joseki, and I let them choose their teams. The only guideline I had for picking the team was I called East Coast anything east of the Mississippi River, West Coast anything west of the Mississippi River in the U.S. Joseki decided to pick all of his friends in San Francisco. That was fine with that. And Jonas picked a team full of hard hitters from the East Coast and one dude from Ohio and Josh Wilson. So you can see the teams here and what they're going to be on today. We have Jonas Wilson, Haley CI, Jason Dengs on Wizard NEH, John Delisandre is on Kate and Titan Transnational. Kenny Deacons is on Max and IG. Josh Wilson is on Andy and ETF. On the West Coast, we have Joseki is on Haley CI. Wes is on Wiz and ETF. John Fetplace is on Val and IG. We have Brian Cronin on Sunny and Soul. And finally, Andrew Cortez is on Leela and Titan.
Well, we got a spicy list of players, and we got an even more spicy list of deck lists seeing here. We have some expected names stays like Jason playing Wizard NEH. Looks like this may be a repeat of what he did at Gen Con. We also have Kenny doing his typical max IG. I'm not too surprised with him. Josh is very clear on Andy ETF. He's playing what's the best out there, but it's very interesting, for people like Brian Cronin seeing Sunny and Soul, and I know he's talked very highly about in terms of these two decks. So to see what we're gonna roll and see from them, it's gonna be a super spicy day. So you're gonna expect to see some very high level Netrunner, but you're also gonna see some very high level Netrunner with decks that you may not have expected to ever see. So look out. Today's gonna be a very interesting stream. I think we got not only a heavy hitter lineup, we got a heavy hitter lineup of interesting tech. So what are your thoughts on all this?
Yeah, I expected a lot of people to walk back Gen Con decks and maybe just have one more fun time with the meta here. But I also expected some fun and some jank and some tricks, especially out of the West Coast. We know Joseki and the San Francisco group are known for spicy tech, some strange decks. And we saw what they did at Gen Con. We have, 3 top 16 players from last Worlds? Or not Gen Con, last Worlds. We have 3 top 16 players from that San Francisco group and in this team today. And I expect some interesting play and some interesting decks.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see deck innovators, and we got Jonas Wilson, very known for making a lot of the world's winning decks. We had to make DLR Val. We had to make Moon's currently the big hotness. But being able to see really the huge creativity that West Coast brings to this, it's going to be a very interesting format we have here. And speaking of format, let's jump over the rules for those who are their first ever tournament format. If they missed out the Team USA, Team UK, which is on YouTube. If you want to see some successful, good plays, watch that. But let's look at the team rule format for what we have today.
Sure,
Scott.
most definitely, Dean. So basically, we're kind of doing a combination of that top deck UK versus US format combined with a King of Servers format. I don't have the deck list in here. Basically, like King of Servers, all 7 major factions needed to be represented and no IDs could be duplicated. And here are the rules of engagement. Basically, to start us off, each team's going to send forth a player, and we're going to randomly determine sides. And after that, the winner stays, and the loser is eliminated each round. And then the losing team is going to gather and discuss what they would like to do, who they want to send forward, and they also get to pick sides, so they can see the decks that everyone is on and send forth what they think is going to be their best matchup going forward. And we play until one side is completely eliminated.
Yeah, so unlike conventional King of Servers, you have a chance for everyone to play against, the best player against the worst player. This is really going to reward the side, that really gets a strong lead. And we saw this from the Team USA versus Team UK. Having, a matchup that goes out first and making the right call is really going to set up your team for success. What this doesn't stop, though, is it doesn't stop a more of like a landslide victory because what happens is you know what your opponent's going to be on. So you as a team can come together and brainstorm as to what the best decks are going to be against those players. And so knowing that, and we're going to have in between rounds, much like Team USA, Team UK, for your viewing pleasure. In between rounds, West Coast and East Coast will have discussion on stream for you to watch and hear. So this will give you more insight as to why the teams are picking what they're doing. It also may be hilarious to hear what what they're discussing about. I could tell you on Team USA and Team UK, we had some hilarious moments. There was a lot of like, hey, this is like going well for us, and it's like, what are you doing? This is very, I can't believe you're doing this, and that's more of the safe for work version I gave you guys. But I'm really excited to see how these teams boil out to see what the discussion looks like, and it's gonna be a good time.
Most definitely, most definitely. So, do we want to bring the captains in? Do they have anything to say, or should we get to the games? Should we have them fire one up here? What do you think, Dean?
I think let's just fire into the game. I think everyone's been waiting. I think everyone's excited to get this going. We'll have discussions happening between West Coast and East Coast as losers come in, because there will be losers in between rounds. So for your viewing pleasure, you'll get to see that. But let's jump into the game. Let's see what's happening. We'll get everything organized. And just kind of shout out to the stream. We have currently 50 viewers watching, and there's a lot of people just excited. We got a lot of people, cheering for West Coast, people cheering for East Coast. We got people talking about spicy, if there's going to be peppers. So there's a lot happening in the chat.
Yeah, if you missed it, Andrew Cortez, aka CTZ, on their last stream they did last week, he ate a hot pepper. They were doing bets, and after their very first game on stream, he ate a super hot pepper. Kind of wrecked him for the rest of the night, and it's kind of been the running meme for them all week here. So,
Oh my gosh, I gotta show, like, if we have a chance, we gotta show that image that was posted in, in Netrunner. But I could not stop laughing. I woke up and my wife was like, "What are you laughing about?" So, yeah, we have some predictions before as we're getting the games set up. What's your prediction from your side, Scott? What do you think that's going to be the turnout today?
like, who's gonna win?
Yeah, who's going to take it? Like, what's the score going to be like? Who's going to take it?
Do I give the Pat Sports answer where I don't make a prediction, but I just generically dance around it and like compliment both teams? I mean, we have a lot of good players in both teams. I feel like the West Coast team is probably aiming more towards fun and strange decks and less towards the try hard standards, which the East Coast have done. So in that regard, maybe the East Coast is favored, but you never know. The West Coast seem to always surprise in big moments, and it may just come down to matchups. I feel like the meta is very much a rock paper scissors meta right now, so who knows how that'll shake out.
So, what's your final answer? Are you saying West Coast, East Coast, and the score of how much?
Slight advantage to East Coast.
By 5-4, 5-3?
Yeah, so let's go 5-3. Sure, let's call that.
All right. Okay. So, based on what I feel from what I'm seeing, the NAs, as much as I love these players, I think we just got a heavy hitter, John D'Alessandri, right on the East Coast. That's really tipping the favors over the East Coast. I thought this was going to be a 5-4, but based on what I'm seeing, and we know that we got some hot players going to this. I believe, as much as West Coast believes there's best coast, I believe East Coast is beast coast, and we're gonna take this 5-2. But
Oh, really?
we'll see what happens.
5-2.
5-2.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I have a lot of faith in these guys. I'm a little bit biased, but I really do want West Coast to prove me wrong. So we're gonna see what happens. We have a lot of people in the West Coast chat, and we got people 5-0 West Coast fandom of Aries. We got NS being 5-2 West Coast. So I want to give shout outs to that. I know as commentators we're a little bit biased here, but I want to share everyone in this. I want the best for both sides. So we'll see what happens here.
Most definitely. I'm kind of leaning though towards the West Coast because of Clan CTZ and their stream, and I'm big fans of what they do. So I'd like to see them show well today.
Mm-hmm. So all right, let's see where the captains are at. Let's see if they're getting anything organized. I think we've started the chat in terms of telling them to get things going, but I don't know if they're actually making the game. So
right, I believe due to time constraints, I believe we were looking to have a John D'Alessandri versus Andrew Cortez off the bat.
Okay.
But I believe that due to time constraints, Brian Cronin has to go first. We will see here. I think I was informed of that ahead of time, and also I randomly determined, and the West Coast is going to corp first. So they're going to corp first, and then after this, the losing team gets to decide which side they want to represent in that game.
Hmm. So we know you mentioned that Brian Cronin's the first one to go. Am I correct?
That I believe so. And just to let you know, you'll see on the stream here, West Coast is all entirely in one house to make it easy since they're all in the same city. They're going to have a good time of it. There's not going to be any stream sniping. There's not going to be any notepad.exe, I hope. So, but they're all in the same
Nope.
house, and they said they're going to keep it separate, and they're all playing under the same Jinteki name today. So just to let you know, you won't be seeing everyone's individual name on the west side, at least.
Oh, that should be hilarious. I hope, and I trust the West Coast not to do this, but we remember from King of Servers, we remember a specific team called Chinese Nationals, and
Yes.
I think we remember. We're not going to name names to defame them, but there was a player that in the midst of it just grabbed the cards from the other player's hands and just started playing on behalf of them. So I'm pretty sure no one fighting for the mouse and trying to take over Jinteki.net, but we'll see what happens. I'm pretty sure
No.
they're strong enough as singleton players.
Yes, this doesn't have the King of Servers rule set where you're allowed to like coach people or just like you said, grab their cards, take over, do what anything along those lines. But the idea being the players will just they're on their own. They can discuss in between and do talk about meta calls and things like that. But they should be on their own in the middle of the game.
Hmm. Yeah, and I believe was it because of that incident, or not really an incident, but it's just the hilarity that ensued. You had to implement the rule of in the last 5 minutes was a completely team silence, so that way we can stay away from the analysis paralysis issues.
Right. That was a problem in the first King of Servers. Growing Pains, we had, I believe, Klimsha had an issue, and there were at least a few other games, right, where it just got too loud and the players involved just got too stressed out. So we're trying to avoid that going forward here.
See, the chat's starting to like leak away the names here. Like, let's keep it away. We're not naming names here, but we want to enjoy. All right, looks like the room's going up, and we're seeing. I'm gonna jump into here. We're gonna transition over, and I believe the pass. So let's get this going.
All right, here we go. We got game one here. I believe we have Brian Cronin is on Corping with his soul deck. That is him. And John Melisandre on the top is playing Kate.
Ooh, am I getting this password wrong or what? There's like too many passwords here.
Yeah, you are. I'll hit you up with it.
Oh, God. These guys are just screwing me over. All right.
It's in the Slack there. All right.
Yeah.
Looks like Brian's taking a mulligan here. I think Soul is a very interesting call right now. I know that Joseki mentioned that it was an alternate for him for Gen Con outside of taking CI, and I think it's good. I played Scarcity Resources out of Egg Infusion at Gen Con, and it did heavy work. And I mean, imagine having Scarcity up all game automatically. Unfortunately, Brian has not drawn a current to start and is a little bit flooded.
Mm-hmm. Now, you never know what K players what they're doing, but even though it's opening. Well,
the Hyperdriver and the Leprechaun, though, are giving some indications here.
Yeah, well, he hasn't opened up with installing it just yet, so Brian definitely doesn't know what's up to begin with. So it looks like Brian wants to get out of the flood, so he's already got 3 agendas in hand. He's drawing up targeted marketing. So, here's a chance for Brian to be able to maybe make an early call as to what potentially could come out. So we'll see what Brian does here.
I think it's smart. John is wisely holding back on the Hyperdriver and Leprechaun to not give away potential strategies, right? That's really kind of tipping your hand to what you're doing, I think.
Yeah. So it's a call for sure gamble, which is actually a decent call. So that means Brian doesn't know what the game plan may be right now. Mm-hmm. John's got peace in our time, so I expect him to open up with this. There's no reason for him not to.
I don't know. I think the sure gamble is quite a tough call. I think that a deck like this, maybe it's on sure gamble, but I guess you just don't really know. I would probably call self-modifying code. That seems like a more ubiquitous card in Shaper decks.
I agree. Yeah, self-modifying code is really the card that really puts Shaper on the map, makes it able to be aggressive early on. Brian might be believing that he's on some kind of like Kate Faust. So that might be been a better call. But John's also on only 5 credits. So this is, I don't know, seems like kind of a neutral call. Looks like John's going to make the run on the server, so he wants to get rid of Jackson Howard. Now,
Interesting. Do you pop the Howard here? There's an agenda in the bin, right? There's a global food there. I think he has to. Sadly, it seems like quite a waste, unless you hope John's not going to check. No.
oh, I think this is the better call is like allowing him to trash up 3 credits, putting him down.
Sure. And we're seeing the exchange of information, so I think Brian doesn't care about losing that at this point. Actually wants to give it away, right?
Yeah, 100%. So it's look at this. John's gonna just credit up 3 times. He knows he needs money. Oh, there's a scarcity. So is he gonna overwrite this? Targeted marketing is the question.
That's an interesting call. You haven't seen enough yet out of it. I think it's a good call. I think early before the runner sets up, like almost every runner is using a lot of resources. We haven't even seen a blue moose yet, and that seems pretty ubiquitous. I think that was a good play.
I think that was a good movement on this too. All right, Susan put in the United City Hall. It's going to cost him $2 extra here. Wow, he really is going to take this.
Pretty crazy, but that's an essential card against this deck.
All right, looks like is John going to give it away? I don't think. I think he just D's the last click here, but this might be dangerous if he. Oh yeah, he's revealing the game plan.
I think he's giving it up. He's showing his hand somewhat. We still don't know if it's a diaper build. It could be an apocalypse build.
Well, I guess we're going to keep that secret between us until it happens. All right. So looking to see some draw from Brian. What do you think Brian does here? I mean, he susses out that this is a diaper build. What would you do?
I would probably gamble towards a diaper build, and I would try and move as quick as possible. The problem is exchange is going to be tough because if they don't steal agendas until the end of the game, you're not going to be able to get that to work. So I don't know what your other plan is here outside of just like maybe rushing agendas. There's the sure gamble.
There's the sure gamble. John, play now. So he doesn't need the asteroid, which is a good discard. All right, so I believe in the remote that's protected. That's a Sansa, am I correct, or am I incorrect?
I believe that's correct. So we see the cards in John's hand. We know the plan, right? We know the deck, what it is. It's false echo. There's probably a DDoS. There's probably a keyhole. It's probably a diaper deck. The Brahmin is an interesting call. That kind of would lead me. If I saw that, I would almost think of an apocalypse deck. But
yeah. Brahmin's pretty interesting. We highlight over the card together. It is a 4-cost program, 3 strength, and whenever you break an ice, you're going to be able to add and install non-virus back to the top of your deck. So this can protect you from cards being apocalypse flipped face down. So especially if you're not a long-term kind of apocalypse deck that uses Aesops to not only get money and also get the cards into your heap. So that might be a reason. So we just don't know just yet. Well, we do see an Asher. Oh, it looks like he's going to give up on the Brahmin plan.
I don't think he needs it. I think that's only if he really needs to get in and he's having trouble. I think it's more of a fail-safe card being an AI. I think he sees that John probably expects to get in pretty easily when he does go for the DDoS play.
Yeah, it makes sense. So Brian, he does have the breaking news in the remote, so you can opt to score this off. Probably, but the question is, sorry,
go ahead. Yeah, what do you think here?
He's not going to be able to trash anything because I believe John just has to be able to avoid those tags with New Angeles City Hall.
John's got to shake the tags, and that New Angeles will stay out all game because he's never going to steal an agenda, I'm guessing. And now 2 fan sites, the setup is really accelerated here.
Yeah,
and there goes the deal.
Yeah. So it looks like Brian has a clue into this, so he wants to move this game fast. He's not going to let this go by.
So one advantage for Brian, at least, is that if John never scores anything, and I doubt he has a current, maybe there is the scarcity will just stay in play the whole game.
Oh, so we see a draw into equivocation. This is a super dangerous card, especially in these kind of DDoS decks where they can potentially mill you. So it's good to see that Brian's making the move fast, so he can't potentially get in that danger zone.
What do you think of exchanging the breaking news for a fan site right now? Is that a good play, Dean? Would you call that a pro move or probably a bad call?
There's there's a lot of good moves in this game you can make. I think that would be a suboptimal move.
Okay, okay.
We're definitely not doing that. I have been known from last Gen Con to trade uh, a clones are not people for GFI. I feel that's a better move.
Do you think here we go for? Ooh, interesting. I would almost
Oh,
go for an overscore of the Beal and not do the Sansan, right? I don't think John's going to come in. I would push this Beal up maybe as far as you can go. The Sansan does not help you with overscoring the Project Beal. I don't know if Brian is aware of that.
yeah, I don't know what Ryan's doing with resing with Sansan so good. I'm pretty sure West Coast House is going crazy as to why he's doing this.
Or is it you think it's just a ruse? Do you think he's trying to lure John in? I don't think John is going to run that server at all game.
These West Coasters are known for many things, like surfing on the beach, having no franchises, no Starbucks. I'm pretty sure this is gonna be a new thing they're known for is pre-resing Sansan,
Uh-huh.
throw off the trail. I'm not gonna put it past them.
Preemptive Sansan, I like it.
Oh, actually, now it makes sense. Now I thought about it, it's the rest for Beth. He saw Beth on the table, so it's
Ah,
denying the draw.
getting
Now that I
below it.
realize this,
Pro play, pro play.
I mean, taking a 6 hit to the economy.
So
Yeah,
I think
sure.
because
Why
Brian
not?
realizes he's never going to spend money on ice, probably, right? So the only money he needs is for advancing cards.
hmm So, considering this is a diaper deck, we need some more hyperdrivers going. He's gonna be able to. John's gonna be able to get another hyperdriver on here. He can potentially get the DDoS. So really,
Are you a
what's it
little
gonna come down
surprised
to?
that the equivocation was thrown on the Leprechaun when that maybe should have been a second hyperdriver?
Um, yeah, I'm kind of surprised about that too. I feel like always using Leprechaun to maximize the MU usage you have on it, but
Right.
because it really is 3 MU, and he could potentially have had at this point both hyperdrivers out on Leprechaun and hyperdriver onto what? Yeah, onto just his normal rig.
Mm-hmm.
So he could have been going maybe even this turn if he wanted to, based on the money situation.
Well, the live
So
Sansan has got to put some fear into John. John's got to move quick now.
yeah, John. Okay, so John's got the Lepron going now, so it looks like he's getting money is here is really important. I think
Yes,
putting this SMC onto this Leprechaun is going to be also important.
probably a good
As
call.
there you go.
So
Yeah.
John, the scarcity hurt him, but does he really need any other resources this game? I'm trying to think. I don't believe so.
No, I don't think so either. If it's just purely just a diaper deck, like
Ooh,
he can, he's pretty close to just going now. Oh,
it's getting there. Yes, he just needs to draw for agendas at this point. Bias reporting is interesting. That'd be great on programs. I just don't think that Brian really needs the money, sadly.
yeah.
You
Well,
just maybe
bias
just
reporting.
there you go.
Oh,
Go ahead.
oof.
I was gonna say I would
Yeah, no.
just slam that Beal into the remote, and that was a good call.
Yeah, that's a very good call. I agree with this. I agree with moving. Now, can we math out if John can get going? Here's the question. Because it costs 3 for the. Oh, looks like he's grabbing the hyperdriver.
Yeah, I think he needs to. I don't think he
I,
can go yet. I think he needs a
I
clone
think
ship.
John could go.
Does he have the money
'Cause-
though? And the clicks. He needs a clone ship out and the false echoes and a keyhole and no DDoS either. I don't know if he's ready. Oh, but he has an artist colony. Does he have the credits?
Yeah. Yeah.
CTZ is giving them the 5 count. Yeah, we got to keep this moving. We can't be here all day. Like the rounds aren't timed, so I'm down with this 5 count. I'm thinking.
Can't pull that on the Emperor. This isn't StarCraft.
No.
Trying to think he's Slayer's boxers here.
And John's an older guy like myself, so we need a little more time for the brain to start, moving pieces and parts around.
Well, the only reason why I don't think too much hardly about the clone chip is because really, if it's just one ice, you just DDoS. You don't care. Like he's not gonna be able to
True enough.
do it for the entire turn, right?
Right. So DDoS is 3. You can grab that with the artist colony. The keyhole is 4 though.
Here's 4.
And
Although
Beth is only
on
giving a
his
card
turn
draw.
it's 3.
Yeah.
On his turn it's 3.
True.
Remember.
Okay. That's still 6 credits, Dean. That's everything. I guess that's it then, right? That probably.
I guess he has to wait one more turn. John could potentially just wait one more turn, so this is not too huge of a problem for him to wait.
With the Howard in the bin there, right?
Yeah.
Because maybe is there a rumor mill? Is there something in the deck? I don't know. Is there something to stop the Howard? I don't believe so.
All right, so let's take a look. I don't see anything that's gonna stop the Howard, so that's not gonna be an option.
Well, I see one thing. that could stop the Howard in that deck.
I don't think that's being played here.
Okay,
I
fair
don't
enough.
think.
Fair enough. There's a certain blue resource I'm looking at that could help, but
Mhm. Oh, okay, so John's gonna start drawing.
I
I
think
think he really
John
just
wants
needs to play
another
it.
turn here
Yeah,
to
I
gain
I
some credits.
disagree with the clone chip here, but
I think
we'll
this is
see.
it. This is it. Probably next turn coming down. We're
Mhm.
hitting turn 10. That's actually we're getting a little late in the game for a diaper deck.
Ooh, the problem here is too is like John's gonna cost him. If he does want to get DDoS out, it's gonna cost him 5. It's not gonna cost him 3.
Oh, right,
Scarcity
the
is really
scarcity.
hurt.
The scarcity is doing work. Interesting. There you go. I like
Yeah,
this. A little more defense. I was thinking maybe a Howard draw there would have been the move just to try and get that last agenda as quickly as possible.
yeah. So look at this. This is always the and I notice this a lot with diaper players and also having tried the deck out. It's never everyone always feels like when you're playing as diaper, like, oh my gosh, I like it was just one more turn. I can't believe you got the combo off. But this is where we're noticing right now as we're commentating. The diaper player always feels like they're on pressure to fire the combo, and then I can definitely feel like John's constantly thinking like, do I do this now? Do I like, am I too late to do this? Like,
Right.
how much kind of value can I get out of this turn, right?
Right. And well, like much like a CI combo or almost any combo deck, you don't want to pull that trigger and miss, right? If you fail
Yes.
or whiff, then the egg is severely on your face, and you probably lost the game.
Yeah.
So we know
Uh,
there's the one GFI in the bin, so he's going to have to throw that back with the Howard plus whatever else gets thrown in there if this is the turn. I'm sure John is considering it
I feel
heavily.
like this is the turn because if we think about it, we math it out. If John does Ars Colony on this turn, oh wait, why is he getting it? Self-modifying code. Oh no, I think John forgot that he could just pull from fan side out of his deck and get the hyperdriver.
Or the keyhole, I mean. Yep.
Well, either, yeah, both of them
Would
too.
have saved
Oh,
him
I
two
guess,
credits. So the keyholes would have been 3. Still is on his turn, but now it would be 5 off the SMC.
yeah.
I don't know what else he'd be going for with that, right? That's got to be it.
This is gonna really hurt the economy. The best way would have been is to pull into SMC because SMC is basically doing what the fan site's doing. The fan site's actually a better way of doing it. You're saving yourself the $2. You're saving another dollar because of Kate discount. So I feel like this was a mistake. What you did here. This
I
is
would
not
agree. I
gonna.
would agree because we mathed it out right. The keyhole was 3. The DDoS was 5 with the scarcity. That was 8. John was on 8. He's getting another hyperdriver. Maybe he wants one more turn to set up and maximize clicks. Now he's going to have to, click for credits this turn? Is that the turn?
Yeah, that's pretty much what he has to do. He has to click for credits here. So this is me just a click for credit turn.
Ugh, not ideal.
Not ideal at all.
Maybe he feels like that Brian doesn't have it in hand. I don't know. I mean, Brian doesn't have it. We know that.
Yeah. Brian doesn't have it, but definitely like being Netrunner, the great game that it is, you never know what your opponent has. You don't know this is your final turn. So John's definitely feeling the pressure, and he definitely feels like he's at the tip of firing this combo off. It's a matter of now since he's gone this way, he can get a lot of clicks going, but he's going to be sacrificing some clicks to click to credit, and that's really what you don't want to do, especially if you're trying to keel equivocation, get these agendas going.
No, yeah, you don't want to be clicking for credits the turn that it fires.
Oh boy, here we go. All right, so he's gonna get credit from Beth, so it's gonna help him in little regard here. I want to
Okay,
see how creative John can get here.
okay, so he actually is firing at this turn. I thought he wasn't
Yep.
going to, but he's just setting up and firing this turn. Fair enough. I'm not
All
familiar
right.
enough with this deck, I guess. I don't play it enough. So.
Well, we'll see what line John takes. John is a top 16 2014 Worlds player,
True
so
enough.
he definitely knows what he's doing. Might not be all the time.
No, and he won a regional this year, so.
Yes, doppelganger Andy. He proved everyone you should listen to your pacer.
Doppelganger OP, definitely.
Doppelganger should be in core. I don't know what your thoughts about this is, but I feel like Doppelganger is a key card in core, and we should really do away with Desperado.
I agree, Dean, and I think if we ever see the rumored unicorn that is core 2, we would probably. I think that's what would happen, but we just
never
have,
know.
that's still what it is. It's just vapor. It's vaporware. It's smoke. We haven't seen it. We've heard it for over a year now, and I don't know what your thoughts on core 2 are, but
Well, I guess we'll have to see, right?
I'm getting
Oh
sick of
man.
hearing about it, to be honest.
All right. Okay, let's math it out. So DDoS is going to cost 5. Keyhole is going to cost 3. So that's 8 credits. So John needs to spend 2 clicks of credit up
Yeah.
twice here.
So he had to get rid of the Howard, forcing back in, I assume, the GFI and the 2 others, unless he's just gambling on the GFI, which I would assume not at this point.
I think. Hmm. Yeah, I guess I was debating about maybe not using Jackson, but I guess it's too risky, especially with the situation you're in. There we go. We're gonna see a pop.
We also
We're gonna have
need, do
to.
you know, we need a false echo this turn, which is free. That's another click though. So we're talking 2 clicks for credits here, a click for the false echo. That's 3.
No, we're gonna need another. Remember, he's gonna have to use a Kate discount on either false echo or
Oh, right.
on the Kate. So he's really popping 4
Four,
clicks here. He's
four
got.
clicks. So that's only going to allow 8 keyholes. Is that enough to win? Maybe
Well, he's really only gonna get 7 keyholes because he needs a last click to
to
run the
run.
archives.
Yeah, exactly. And we're talking. We have GFIs we've seen in here. They're breaking news. So he's going to have to hit at least 4 good agendas.
Yeah.
2 Beals are already off the board.
Yeah. So John has no choice here. But credit 3 times, unless he's really gonna binge watch Orange is the New Black while you figure out this turn out.
That's fair. You know, whenever I play against combo CI decks or this online on JNet, especially if I'm playing at work, you know what it is? I do the
Well-
supernatural laptop gif, essentially. Like, all right, peacing out. I'm going to tab out. You do your thing. I'm going to go get a cup of coffee at work, and I'll come back and see how it, played out.
This can equate to much like relationships. There's a lot of push and pull, but at the end of the day, there's only going to be one winner here, and it may take a while to figure that out.
Right. Like, I think we hit the point. I don't think John was familiar. He's noting here. I was going to say, I thought this is interesting. John doesn't strike me as a diaper player, and he notes he wanted the corp. Well, you shouldn't have went first where it was random, John. Maybe you should have waited to go second.
Well,
John
we'll
may
see what
whiff
happens.
pretty hard on this. This is interesting. I didn't expect, if this does whiff, it might be an unexpected win for the West Coast here. Like, I don't think it was
There
a
you
good
go.
matchup for Seoul, right?
No, this was not a good matchup for Seoul, and I think the fact that John being unfamiliar with his matchup, it definitely helped a lot.
Right. Because if you're on breaking news and you're on exchange as part of your win condition, that's totally useless in this matchup.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna see the keyhole go. False Cycle's gonna pop that dice back to HQ. You're gonna see naturally the keyhole equivocation combo will go off, and just to highlight over, just for those who are new to this kind of combo, so this deck is a really one-time shotgun deck, and the idea is with keyhole, as they're going through on R&D and looking at top 3 cards, you also get to fire the equivocation. So when successful, you look at the top card. If it's an agenda, you're gonna leave it there. If it's not, you're gonna make them draw it to make sure the keyhole can land even stronger.
Yeah, the equivocation, just an excellent tool added for this deck. It just allows the filtering to go that much deeper. That may be the difference here. We'll see.
Yeah, so we already got a first of 7 hit. So lucky 7. We're gonna see what happens. We got a GFI to start off. Let's see Archangel. He's gonna make him draw it. He's not gonna access it, obviously, because it's Keel. So which is nice. And this is I'm gonna hit a News Hound. So that's 1 for 1. So one hit, 1 miss. See your hedge fund. That's gonna go to hand.
One nice thing about this deck on Jinteki is we don't have the madness of the shuffling. That's why I hate facing this in real life. This whole process here takes about 10 minutes in real life.
Yes, it does. Celebrity gift. Oh my gosh. So we already got 2 misses. Oh, there we go. So that's 2 for 2.
Okay.
John has 3 more chances. This is pretty tight because 2 out of those 3 chances has to hit.
It's going to be close.
Oh my gosh. That's the Sansan. Gonna draw it.
Yep. Pushing that on.
Yep. It's got to hear some people asking to zoom in. They really want to see what's happening. They really want to see what cards are being pushed over. So
Oh,
he
really?
has
I'm
to hit
sorry.
here.
Yeah, sorry. I'm dealing with some
All
stream
good.
stuff here.
Oh my gosh, he hit it.
Celebrity gift.
John has
Interesting.
1 last click. If he hits an agenda, this is game.
Yes. Okay, we have 3
If he
GFIs.
does not hit the agenda.
Pushing the IPO up. That's it.
Oh,
he got it.
That's
He
it.
got
John
it.
got it. Walks away with exactly 0 clicks. Takes all the agendas he needs, making it
Wow.
newsworthy for everyone. The breaking news that everyone will not be privy to the Global
Oof.
Food Initiative.
Yeah, I was gonna say pretty lucky, because that's a hard GG if he misses on that.
That is a hard GG. After that, like John doesn't have options to really get back in and really contest for the agendas. And this was a pretty tight game, all things considered. And I think both sides played it. John being with some minor mistakes, not very aware of the matchup, but he did very well to figure this out mid game, and that's extremely impressive for him to figure this out. Brian did a very impressive job too. He rushed this game as hard as he could, and just the luck of it all. It could have gone either way, so that was a very good job on both sides.
Yes, I'm impressed. I was impressed.
All right, so what we're gonna do now? Just gonna hold for a moment. We're gonna get all losers into the chat, and we're gonna have West Coast. There's really just one. It's just John. All right, John. All right, this is West Coast in the call. Scott, we're gonna start off with we're gonna switch over to the West Coast discussion. So Scott, we can switch that over.
Sure. No problem.
And so the idea, so for all those at home watching, we're gonna allow West Coast to discuss for the next. We want to give it 3-4 minutes. How long you want to give it, Scott?
Yep, that sounds good.
So I'll give you 4 minutes, and you discuss the strategy over the stream. We're gonna naturally meet ourselves, so that way you guys can have full reign of the discussion here, and just be able to hash out what your next decision is going to be. Go ahead, guys.
Okay, interviews.
All right, guys. Bad beats. So Eric, against John, Titan, and do you have the lineup?
Do we have anything else that beats Diaper? IG beats Diaper really hard.
You're probably the best.
You're probably the best.
And I have bad matchups against their other runners, so I'll probably lose right after this.
And then we can counterpick their other runners.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Do you need to see the lineups, guys?
That's probably fine.
I think that's all we can expect from it, honestly, because they have Wizard and an Andy that's probably pretty good against it.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So the first SAS opener is this is a charity event, so we wanted to donate a win.
Charity event, donate the first win. Yeah, you guys are on the stream. Like we're talking.
Oh, we are. Yeah. Great. Oh, okay. Yeah. So
that's why I called you over here.
Decision done.
Okay, cool. So we'll bring in IG, and then what do we think they'll bring in after to counter it when we win?
So they have a Wizard and an Andromeda that's probably like Aeneas Informant, Desperado, blah blah blah.
Wiz has that first though, so we'll probably bring in Wiz.
I would imagine Wizard.
What's Wiz's counterpart deck? What's the corp for Wiz?
Oh.
Do we have
We want
I don't know. I have to
You
look.
can buy Hunter Secret, then that game's over.
Dean should know he's sitting right there. Dean, what's the Wizard player?
Here, I'll show you. Do you need to see? Here's a breakdown right here.
Lineup, so we're woefully unprepared. Okay.
So the corp is the NEH combo deck.
Oh, it's the NEH combo deck?
Yeah. It's
this...
Jason Day. So his like boom combo shutdown thingy.
Okay.
Or it's not shutdown, but
yeah, it's like the non-shutdown hasty.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. We don't have anything that distinctly counters Wizard, right? Because we don't have boom sync.
Yeah, we don't have boom sync, so we probably just want
Beat Wizard.
we probably just want to beat. Well, I mean, they could also not bring in Wizard. They could bring in the Andromeda against IG, but I actually think your odds are way better against Andromeda than they are against Wizard.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So the safe thing to do is to bring in Wizard, but I think that we have a lot of ways to interact with the NEH deck.
Yeah.
So.
If they bring in Wizard, you just
off the top of my head, like the Haley deck.
I don't think I can bring in
Haley.
I don't think I can bring in Haley or CI until the very end.
Yeah, we want to do that last if possible.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds good. So we'll do Eric playing IG. Okay, against Kate.
Yeah.
That seems good. All right, locked in.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much for bringing the discussion. All right, we'll ask you to lead the call, and we'll start organizing the next game for us. All right, good luck with the rest of the tournament. All right, well, that's interesting discussion. It was good to hear their insights as to what their thoughts were. What do you think about what they're thinking overall, Scott?
Yeah, it's interesting. You got to think what's good against that build, and looking at what they have, I am not sure. And I guess IG they feel like is a good matchup for it. I don't know what you think. I'm not sure what a good matchup is for that deck.
So,
and they're looking to the future too, right? They have to look ahead too. It's hard.
Right. So, I mean, if we're looking purely from just a Kate and Titan, so we probably don't want to play against Diaper because really matches like that, as we saw, even as much as you're rushing, you just could really get beat down just by the luck of the things. So we really want to find a matchup that beats Titan here. And I believe from what I saw there, we have a few very viable targets to go against it. Ideally, in this matchup, without really understanding what they have all deck-wise for the team, we probably want to see a runner against the Corp here for Titan.
I would think so. I guess I was a little surprised. Maybe they just don't feel like they have anything teched out against the Titan and want to save their heavy hitters. I'm trying to think, looking what they have. Maybe Leela would be good against it. I guess they're just hoping the IG just does well and it'll hold up well against what's coming. I don't know. I'm not sure what the strategy is on their end.
Well, we'll see. I think they've decided, right? So we're gonna make the game.
Yep, they're making the game right now.
All right. I guess it's gonna be. All right, we're gonna be joining in. CTZ Best Coast. All right, looks like we're all in. Game's about to start. Decks are loaded. See what's happening. Looks like we're going to see a Corp against the Diaper again. So that's going to be the option here.
Yeah, so we apologize if you hate Diaper at home. Like, maybe go make a quick cup of coffee, run and get some lunch. I don't know what to tell you, but I personally want to see Diaper fall. I don't, I don't mind IG. The Diaper to me is just terrible. It's a blight on the game.
Well, we're going to see here IG against this Kate. So for players at home or watching or unaware, this is a pretty solid bad matchup for for Diaper.
Yeah, can you explain why? I'm trying to think why. Why is this a bad matchup, Dean?
So for Kate, the Kate player here, really it's a combo deck. And the combo deck revolves around trashing the corpse cards and finding the agendas. IG doesn't care about that. IG has a lot of options for them to be able to fight against players trashing the cards. They want players to actually try to trash the cards with hostile infrastructure doing 1 net damage.
Right.
So this is not something that Kate wants. Kate also has a lot of key pieces she wants to keep online. Really, the saving grace is that she's not going to be able to fire a combo as effective. She doesn't have the money to fight against the remotes. Remember, this kind of Kate is foregoing remote contestant so they can fight into R&D. And with these pieces, they don't really find ways to break through ice. Brahmin's in hand is pretty good, but we're going to see a lot of money taxed out. And without an economy engine from the Kate player, it's going to be a pretty tough call here to see who wins.
Sure. Also, am I thinking correctly in that hostile infrastructure, a key part of IG decks, wrecks Keyhole, right?
Yes, it does.
So it triggers on every keyhole. So they have to get rid of the hostile, which they don't have the money to do, especially with friends in high places. So I guess that's why it's a fantastic IG matchup. Like, I don't know what John's out is here then.
Yeah, I mean, we see bioethics going online here, and John doesn't have a way to fight against the IG ability.
No, I love this play. Like, just go super aggro with it, to be honest, because John, every piece he loses is critical, and he can't really contest it. Even if he tries to, they're going to get friends back pretty easily. Like, this might be a pretty quick game.
Yeah. Friends in high place adding the added power to this IG deck. It's really the thing that, especially with Steel Moon drawing cards, it's really ramping up the card draw, the money that it needs. It's going to be tough. So we're going to see what John can do here. We already see an agenda in hand. We see a House of Knives. So wondering if John's going to be able to poke it and touch that. But he's going to need, even if it takes that, 6 more points.
Yeah, we have Turtlebacks already. We've got an early MP. We have the Friends. I mean, we have 2 Howards. It's a pretty good spot. Not an agenda flood. So John, usually that can happen in IG, I found, right? The agendas start to pile up there. And if you can't stash them in archives, they can run HQ a number of times and get rid of them. But Obokata Protocol also adds to the mix now. And John can't afford
definitely
toss
not.
4 cards, right? So
there's going to be no Levy AR access in the deck, so you can't reset the deck.
Nope.
And I find this very interesting. We're already doing very defensive against protect the bioethics. It looks like John's just going to let the bioethics tick. The reason why the player didn't install any cards is because we really want to increase the trash cost of bioethics, but John's not unwilling to credit up or check archives and try to fight this. So this is looking pretty tough for John. I don't know what he needs to do here.
Yeah, now thinking about it, I don't think John really has many outs. Like, what can he do? Like I said, maybe he can check, just like straight up run for agenda points and hope for the best, but that could just lead to an easy and early kill for the IG deck.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it looks like
we've got the Turtlebacks rolling in. That seems good. Just get the Econ engine rolling. That was the traditional Econ engine. Like you noted, Moons was really the shot in the arm, right? Not only does it allow this deck
Yes.
to overdraw and dump en masse, unlike Howard, or akin to Howard, but even better, but the econ, because they need the econ to res ice and res their pieces. Gone are the days where IG had just like 1 or 2 credits and just was barely resing stuff.
I remember a meta or several metas playing this game where we all thought, Daily Business Show was pretty busted. And then, we're like, we're going to be okay. And then Sensi's Actors Units came out. And we're like, wow, this is really busted. 0 to res, and you get to draw a card. And you put a card above your deck, any card. Yeah, that's pretty messed up. So then they got nerfed in the M-Duel. And I thought to myself, like, you know what, maybe they learned their lesson. And then we got Estelle Moon. It was like, I'm going to let you draw cards. I'm going to let you also install cards to get counters on this. And I'm also going to let you get money. So
at the mere price of 2 res cost and 2 influence, so
yeah, I mean, nice. And installing a card already gets you that $2 back, right?
It's pretty wild.
So what I've concluded is that they all want us to be Hamtaros. I'm pretty sure there's no way avoiding it. I think you all should join me. Oh my gosh, this is pretty devastating, John, to see this.
This is
not what he wants to see.
Like I don't believe you can even access now. This was really good. Really good for the IG players. This is Eric in here right now. Eric Pettiplace.
I prefer the Leprechaun. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool. So it looks like John's gonna install the Brahmin. Is really what's happening here.
Right.
Gonna have to get the $1 back for this, and we're gonna have to break this. This is
yeah, the Leprechaun wasn't doing anything.
No, but I'm pretty sure I prefer the Leprechaun.
This is good. A severe setback for John. It's forcing him to expend a lot of econ here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you should have to do a bounce on the Brahmin. Brahmin can bounce itself. Really interesting.
Yep. It's not a virus, so you put it back on top of the deck.
Interesting play. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. Now, West Coast is known for doing really, really interesting plays for value. I wonder if West Coast would install a card to make him draw off a Astrolabe, get a credit, and then neural.
Oh, interesting. That's an intriguing play.
That would be a very West Coast move,
I would say.
Yeah, I enjoyed watching their stream talking about playing Scorch for value, making opposing player draw by installing Astrolabe, and Brian defending in stream is like Scorch does 4 damage. That's what the card does. Oh my god, this is so good.
If you really want full value, you want to hit 4 cards. You don't want to end the game. That's just that pulls all the fun out of the game.
Yep. So, all right, what do we see is going to happen? Are we going to see a Texarb go down? Texarb's going to be pretty good. It's going to get some more pieces. They're going to really enforce the lock. Stell Moon's going to also be good. But I'm wondering what.
Estelle Moon. Does that card go to the MWL?
No, yeah, it definitely does. I mean,
it should.
I'm thinking about it. It should. I mean, the problem really is Friends and Hot Faces.
For sure. All right, do I have to zoom out again here, Dean?
Yeah, you probably do. Also, no, I'm not low key and calling West Coast bad. I am definitely calling them great because that is absolutely hilarious. They could have just won the game.
I don't know. Your prediction was calling them pretty bad, to be honest. And
No. My prediction was calling that East Coast.
It was
light Juggernaut.
Oh, okay. You were pumping them up as opposed to the other way around. Okay.
It's like you don't call the Cavaliers bad. You just recognize that Golden State
do.
got all the legendary Warriors.
Okay.
That's what happens. As great as LeBron is.
This is Golden State, Cleveland. You're saying.
Yeah, this is in many senses Golden State Cleveland.
But kind of flipped. Ironically, the San Francisco team here are the Cavaliers. Is what you're saying.
Exactly. Yeah.
It sounded like some light shade to me, Dean. I don't know.
No, I love West Coast. Man, I wish I could be a California girl, on the beach.
All right, we're getting an archives check here. So does this mean John's going to try to contest some remotes? I don't understand the play, but
John needs to at least try to kill his bioethics. He needs to reduce the bleed. It's really hurting him.
And he can't res a hostile yet. No Estelle Moon on the board, or at least active, so he knows that's a safe play.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're right. The slow drip, that early slow drip, is really setting back his game plan.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, this is life points he's losing, right? Every card he installs, every card he loses from his hand is eventually like getting him down. He's on a timeline here.
Right. Not just life points in a combo deck. These are mostly essential pieces to winning.
All right, so we're gonna see Texar up against Stall card. What would you pick in this?
Probably the hostile. Yeah,
hostile?
You go for the hostile here because then it just makes everything harder for John. It's hard to trash. You'll be able to res it with a Stell. Like I assume we're gonna have. I would just do Snare in a remote. Maybe the Obokata in a remote at this point, and you want to build the moon up, right? So you can res the hostile. I don't know, and then click for a credit. Or just maybe friends, right? Friends at this point. I think a friends is good.
I think a friends is really good. I think we draw two with Jackson. There you go. See exactly because we want to pitch some stuff away.
That's true. You want to restock archives. That makes sense. The friends is definitely going out this turn.
Yeah, that's without an argument.
Without a doubt. And the one shock in there now is really nice. Just going to make it a little taxing on John. Every little bit counts here.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you play friends right now, because we do want to increase the cost, right? We don't want to make all this stuff easy to trash. Well, but I guess
because you're not discarding. You're saying, right? I see what you're saying.
Yeah. But sorry, go on.
No, I was going to say you could always overwrite cards here to throw them in, but then that doesn't give you the Turtlebacks money. It would give you a Stell money. You could overwrite when you friends, though, right? And that gives you face downs. I don't know. That's a tough call.
Yeah, he definitely needs money. So, there we go. So we got to draw. Enforce Curfew. That's going to be good.
So just going for the overdraw and discard and only 2 counters on moons, trying to lure John in, saying, go for it.
That's going to be tough. John's like, if he really wants to get the discount again, he has to go in, take the shock.
Yep. No, I think he just wants to pop it. He has the money to straight pop it, and so he knows Eric will fire it.
Yeah.
But now the hostile can come on board. This is an interesting play. Now that the hand's been pumped up, I don't think I would do this. I mean, if he hits...
Well, I understand why John's doing this, because he's hoping to find the agendas off his moon.
Right.
Yeah.
He's probably thinking the agendas aren't going to be on the board. I usually sneak agendas out as IG, and I found most of these IGs have gone away from Psychic Fields, so actually checking remotes is not a bad plan.
Yeah, I've been seeing a few of these lists actually not have Psychic Fields. I've been quite surprised, to say the least. I mean, even putting one might be worth just to scare players away. It's like, oh, there's this Psychic Field somewhere here, right?
I don't think it's a bad call. I guess they're hoping on things like Snare and that, or just like the fear of it. But if you don't have it, people, I guess the Estelle takes its place. I don't know. There's just only so many slots without going up to 54 cards.
Wow. So we're going to see 2 friends in high places in the hand here. So he can use one just to kind of get Estelle and Turtlebacks and do whatever he wants. But this is pretty backbreaking.
It's getting to be pretty bad. I do like this political operative in John's hand. That is a great way to catch them off guard if you snipe a moons or something. But really, that's only buying John a little time at this point. Yeah. It's really starting to snowball. I'm going to have to scroll out again here.
Well,
sorry, people at home here.
I mean, that people did want acid spam in the meta, right? This is 100% what we're going towards.
Exactly.
So I mean, I'm all for our new overlords or our current overlords.
You know, I put a comment on a recent Netrunner Dorks thread about rotation and things like that, and I said, can we just selectively rotate out Flashpoint and Moombad? I mean, because a lot of people are complaining that even rotation won't fix that problem. I mean, those 2 cycles are the problem cycles currently. I think. I don't know.
Yeah. We're going to see a pretty interesting play. So John actually finds Film Critic, which is good. So he's going to try... Ooh, he's going to touch a snare here.
Hoping to hit Obokata. Do you fire this? You got to fire this.
You got to fire it. There's no way. I mean, this is every life point. Yeah, so this is good.
Wow. Fansite SMC in a quality time. Not critical, but it puts a tag on John, too. They'll have to clear.
He's going to have to clear that. He does not want to lose that Film Critic. That Film Critic is going to be key for him to touch into Obokatas and keeping it alive in this game. So... I don't think we can trash the snare here. That's definitely not affordable. That's going to cost him $2.
Probably not. You need that.
There's a lot happening in this game, and you got to be... Oh, he's going to pay to trash it. Looks like he... Oh, pull up.
Very intriguing.
I don't know what he's going to be able to pull up here. Zach Cav is asking who else is commentating games after me and you. I mean, we could pull a legend in. Like Zach is definitely more than a Hall of Famer. He's legendary. Like you can't even put a tag on that person.
Well, Dean, if we do want a little respite or whatnot, Zach Cavis, not only is he a legend, he was a very generous donator to the charity stream today, and I said he could come in if he wants. So Zach Cavis, if you want to commentate at all today, Dean Tran is handling the call. Hit him up, and he could get you in on the call for future games if you'd like.
Yeah, 100%. I'll be more than willing to sit down, or if you want to, like Scott, I'm sure you would too, for either one of us to take a break.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
Or any of us can go silent during it.
We can just play original Netrunner if you want. We can do that too. You can show me how big your servers get. Like I'm not against this.
Zach Cavis is so big time that I heard someone cosplayed at Gen Con as him. Not as a Netrunner character,
really?
as him himself, which is, I mean, that's quite insane to me.
I've never had someone cosplay as me, so I mean, I can tell you that's when you know you made it. Like,
yeah,
that's when you know.
He may have not made the ANRPC Hall of Fame, but he made the Hall of Fame in someone's heart, apparently.
I think that's more important. Like you don't need some arbitrary list to tell you what a big deal you are.
No. So they're discussing if they can fire the pull-up at the start of turn phase before the bioethics fires, I believe so.
Yeah.
Well, I think all these start of
they cost more than 2, so that's not going to happen.
No, right, exactly. So there's not a concern, I suppose you're right there.
Yeah. Oh, there goes Beth. She's not coming back. She's gone.
Yeah.
Yep. Didn't even tag or bag her.
That'd be nice to have, but I don't know. Outside of a massive moons fire, I don't think the IG is going to be on a lot of credits anyhow, so... Yeah, this is not looking good. Not looking good for John. He's just delaying the inevitable here, right? I think if we had poker odds up, the win percentage would be in the low single digits, would you say?
Well, here's the thing.
Break
if
it
John
down
decides, for us. Let's look at this. So there's a few odds John has. John has film critic. Assuming we didn't know what was in the hand, he potentially touched Avocados in hand. He could touch Feudal AI and Avocados in R&D, but he could also touch snares and shock. So John has a few ways, odds-wise, still pull out this win. It's just going to take some good odds for him, and he's also going to have some luck on his side. So looks like John's going to go in HQ, not knowing what's in there. So I mean, hey, that's fine. It's open HQ. We're going to try to see and touch what we can see.
Mm-hmm. Knows there's a neural, so if he gets close to the end, that will finish him off.
Oh, yeah. John definitely should be at least trying to check remotes. If worst case, try to see if you can find what's happening, where some agendas are.
Well, if he remembers, he knows where the hostile is out there. That's the key. Like, he won't be able to do keyhole him down if that's on the board, right? That's got to go.
So, oof.
So he's seeing ice. He knows that Eric's sitting on ice. Eric's in fine shape. Eric has archives iced up. John doesn't want to see any ice. He doesn't want to run into any ice. Like...
Film critics must be millennials, as the chat would say. Well, since when do film critics review avocados? That's why I came off that comment. All right. Well, it looks like he's going to draw into avocado. So, and we got a house denies in hand.
So right. So film critic could be a win condition for John. I think. Don't you think maybe Ice HQ here just to maybe dissuade John from coming and poking anymore?
Honestly, I think you even just discard these agendas. You just don't care.
And just howard them if need be?
Yeah, honestly.
You got to be worried about this pull-up, though, right? I mean, right when John gets the 6 credits or close, you probably want to fire it, would you say?
I don't think John can, because right now John's in a really bad situation where there's 3 bioethics firing in his face.
Oh, that's true. Really, John... And I think Eric has a second Howard out, right?
Yeah. So we're getting close to what we perceive could be the end.
Yeah, 3 bioethics is getting on the pretty hard lock with a neural in hand.
Yeah. Now, in a theoretical situation, if you were to mad dash, and let's just say you had 4 cards, and you touched an Obokata, would you take that 4 damage, or would you and then score the mad dash with it, or would you post on Film Critic and take the 1?
Oh. That's a tough call. Like, I don't know if the mad dash is really going to help with the math in this matchup. Maybe if you hit 2 3-pointers and 1 mad dash, you probably have to go for it. But I don't know. If you eat that obakata, I think you essentially lose, right?
I mean, it puts you to 4 points. That is the helpful part, right?
Okay. So it makes you feel good about yourself. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, you could just potentially win also, right? Like, and then you run out R&D and you see another obakata on second click, and you're like, well, now I'll host it, and that's a good game.
Sure.
This could very well happen.
That's fair.
So, but John's gonna just get a credit. John's gonna contemplate. John's probably gonna commit Sudoku. Gonna put some 3s and 4 somewhere.
I think that's fair.
Good lord, the 3 bioethics. Yeah, you tell me about it. Oh, yeah, there we go.
Just going for death.
Going in. He's not scared.
Fair enough. Got to give it to John.
Oh man, what a crick! This is. Woo! It's gonna install a card from archives.
Wow. What does he even need at this point? Just the moon for fun? A tech startup? I mean, yeah, just the moon. Why not? Who cares?
Yeah.
Oof. There's at least one shock. Let's see what we hit in here.
All right.
He wants to act, right? He wants to throw agendas back. This is where it would have been nice if John could have pull-upped, but, against IG, it's too tough.
Shout out to Kenny, being a very helpful East Coasters, yelling encouraging words in all caps, such as "hurry up and die already."
Yes. I guess people want to get on with their day and not play and watch Netrunner. That's fine. Well, you can always just concede, Kenny. You don't have to play. You can take a knee.
Oh, Kenny is a popular game nowadays called PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Yes.
I heard you're trying to get better at that, so you might want to spend a few hours in that game. That might be an option.
Ironically, Kenny's complaining about this. He's also on IG, so really, he has nothing.
Yeah, I don't know what he's complaining about. Like,
I think he's yelling at his teammate to just like fall on the sword.
Yeah, I get it, but John doesn't have outs. He just definitely not run R&D for sure. That's not the John's gonna kill one of them. Bioethics, there you go. That's good.
Take another one here. Okay, that's fair. That gets it down
to
1.
Hey,
and he knows there's good. A neural. There's one hostile up. This is game though, right?
Oh, he just draws for last click.
Okay, fair enough. Buys him.
Oh,
whoa, wait.
Woo. Said no. Said didn't want it. Didn't want to trash it. Got scared.
Oh, interesting. Did he want that click back? Apparently not. He didn't want to.
No. He just wanted him to spend money.
Oh,
that's really what it was.
So
from a perspective for people who are watching this and learning IG has to spend a lot of its money into its assets. So if you can get them to spend money, especially if you're denial deck, if you're siphoning, siphoning may not land, but at least if you are getting them to actively spend money into assets and not allowing to fire, you could potentially also have more advantage against them, right? Because they still need money to fire neurals. They still need money to res Estelma. There's still options you have to get around them. So denying them also turtlebacks is very important in this matchup.
I would agree. Estelle does add another nice econ engine, but right, as you see, they're still poor. They can be poor, like right here. John is keeping some good pressure up, forcing the res, forcing some tough decisions, but in the end, the Estelle is still sitting out there. The turtlebacks is live. I think it really would have helped Eric to have a second one. If he would have put that second one earlier, right, I think he would have been a lot more set econ-wise, but I don't think he cares.
Yeah. Looks like John, he got pretty lucky. Bioethics hit everything but the diesel. He's going to be able to diesel.
yeah, impressive. And the hyperdriver to just buy a little time there.
Yeah, well, he got another hyperdriver, so he can buy more time. Man, he's getting the nuts.
I just can't believe it.
We're not commentating, by the way, to say try to give this game a ray of hope. I actually believe John can still pull this out. He has a lot of options, and I'm not being biased here. Don't get me wrong, West Coast is looking very strong in this game. I already admitted this is not a good look, but John's doing everything he damn well can to make sure this game goes in his way.
Right, John is not giving up, definitely not. But the film critic is the equalizer. That's the only ray of hope he has.
Yeah,
because you cannot eat an obakata and win.
Nope.
Unless he wins with it. If you mad dashed in and won with that, that's the only way.
Now, there's an agenda on the table. I believe it's server 11, was it? Or
I think so. I think are there two? Are those 11 and 12? One of them is an Obokata, I thought, or a House of Knives. Maybe I think one of each.
One of them's a House of Knives for sure.
Yep. So we have another bioethics coming back. Hard times. Oof. Friends and 2 cards. Yeah, I mean, we are at the point over halfway through the IG deck that, the agendas, since you're not scoring them, they're going to start piling up in places. 2 Howard's gone. Yep. John's keeping good pressure on archives. He just doesn't have time and money to keep knocking it down. The hostiles are going to keep doing work on John. Mm-hmm. Only 1 shock so far, too.
Yeah. John's debating about, what his turn structure is going to look like to be able to at least try to remove some of these bioethics. This crick is doing a lot of work. It's allowing, not only the checks to, to be forced, but every time he checks, he's getting, a piece back that John ultimately has to spend money to be able to trash. So, all right, John's gonna draw up. Looks like he's accounting for the hostile infrastructure damage to be there. Ooh, he's got an Escher here. I don't know if Escher's gonna help at all here. All right. Scotty, still there?
Still here, man.
All right. Just what would you do in this situation? This is the grand finals game. You're playing against the scummiest deck you have ever thought in your life. This is Dan.
What would I do if I were John, you're asking?
Yeah, what would you do to John?
I probably would have conceded by now, to be honest.
No, but this is for you to be the world champion. Come on, man. You gotta look at this and think, I could do this.
I don't think there's an out. I think John's playing it really well. You got to keep the bioethics off the board. The problem, you see, you just drew another Friends. Friends is a major issue, and if that's not on the MWL, this is going to be almost impossible for John to beat. I guess you kind of have to keep poking. You have to mix between poking for agendas and keeping the bioethics down, and that's hard. I think John was attacking HQ early, which was good. As you see, though, HQ is completely clean right now. Maybe John should just be checking every remote at this point. Maybe that's a good thing. Like, I don't think John... I know it takes time, but during, like, a hyperdriver turn, maybe he should have been checking the face downs he hasn't hit yet.
No, it's interesting. With the 2 cards that John has, it's actually keeping him in the game. Like, this Friends in High Places is giving him giving him life. Yes.
Yeah, John. I mean, the Astrolabe has kept John in it, obviously. Huge in this game. And the Film Critic... He hasn't used it yet, but that's, like I said, his only real scoring out. The Astrolabe is what's kept him alive. All this clickless draw has been huge for him, and it's drugged the game on well past where it should have. I mean, in all reality, IG should have ended this a long time ago. And they're definitely trying now. They're definitely trying. I guess I got another zoom out here.
Well, we're looking... I think there was a bit of a mistake on these installs. I think what should have been the case was that we should have seen instead installing the same remote. That way you get the Sun Moon counters. That's what you care about most here.
And face downs.
Yeah.
I think the idea was to get turtleback money and just to get cards out of hand. And now HQ is really clean. That's the beauty of Estelle Moon. If HQ wasn't clean right now, that's another great boon for this IG deck. Imagine that was 3 agendas. You just pop her and you add a lot of nice fluff to the hand. But HQ is super clean, so Eric doesn't even have to defend it. Eric's just trying to go for the kill as soon as possible here. Keeping the pressure up. I think John, this is pretty much it. I mean, the hyperdriver buys another turn. Like, Eric maybe should stop installing. Like you said, maybe over-installing. Is that what you're noting? Like, to not help him through the Astrolabe? I think that was probably a good call. John's almost out, though. Maybe Eric just wants to burn his whole deck down. He's down to 11 cards. Like you said, no levy, right?
Yeah. Well, for some players, I understand this. It's not about, winning outright. It's about sending a message. So, West Coast could be, you know what? We could have won this 6 turns ago, 7 turns ago, 11 turns ago, but we're going to make sure you understand where we're coming from.
Yeah. This may be a little vengeance for the Luxac win John had last game.
Definitely.
Not only do you want to they want to beat John down, they want to hook him to the motorcycle and drag him around, injure him, embarrass him.
No, really, the California girl really wanted to come out and show us how sunny she was, and Ryan's just like probably in the seat in the back, so just like, no, you're gonna slowly burn him out. So I can understand. Ooh, ooh, you could just diesel here too. There you go.
Yep.
Oh,
Wow.
I don't know how John's staying in this game. This is absolutely amazing. I am impressed.
Yeah, John's ability to tread water, and what are we in now? Turn 12, only turn 12, but even still, very
Oh my
impressive,
gosh.
considering how quickly those bioethics came online and the friends. We've seen a number of friends already.
Yep. Yep.
Genetics Pavilion, that's something Eric probably needed a long time ago, right?
Yeah, I would agree. Get Texar Project Spilling would have definitely stomped this game even harder into the ground.
Yeah, maybe
But
he
we're
needed... Go ahead.
Yeah, no. I was gonna say we only have 5 more cards in the deck, so that's only 5 more life points, right? But yeah, you're saying.
No, yeah, basically, like, one of those friends maybe should have got a tech startup to go for that, to finish it, but Eric's just taking his sweet time here.
Oh boy, if we see 2 shocks here, this is definitely good because House and Eyes kill him too. So
Yep.
this is not good.
Now, here's where maybe you said maybe an overinstall, but the problem is that should be a tell to John that those are agendas out there, the fact that he doesn't want to overinstall on them. An overinstall would be nice here because, like you said, it won't help out with the Astrolabe.
No, definitely wouldn't. So hopefully see. I mean, this definitely could be a kill shot here. We'll see what happens. So
Getting very close. 2
Oh.
Neurals in hand, so and a House of Knives. Fire the House of Knives here, right?
Yeah, I don't think there's any reason why you don't fire House of Knives. You just
Like,
keep
how many-
taxing them up.
Yeah, how many more runs is he going to do? Last Howard firing, so there was an agenda in there.
Yeah. All right.
R&D's getting thin for him, but, I mean, the Kamainu is a great deterrent. 1 shock only. Here's the current look at it.
Yeah, the tough part is John did have a play earlier where he can just like try to run to Koma Inu and try to go in with no card and hopefully touch cards with Film Critic, but he can't even do that anymore with
No. Now with the House of Knives on board.
House of Knives on board. Yeah.
This is
Now-
true desperation, John running in the HQ through an unres ice, right?
Yeah, tell me about it. Oh my gosh, he's not gonna res. He's gonna touch a snare or touch a fetal here. If he
hoping
touches
he
a
hits
fetal,
the
he can host
snare.
it. Oh,
Hitting him with the rep. Hitting him with the House of Knives now. Interesting play. Yep. John has 5 clicks left. Only 4 cards though in his stack. This is pretty much it. This is John's final turn.
yeah. I mean, even if we draw up 4 here, getting hit by 3. Oh yeah.
Interesting.
Going back
John
in.
still does not want to check the face down remotes.
No.
No, this is gonna be game then.
Oh, Genex Pavilion.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. This is Genex Pavilion HQ?
Yeah, he didn't play it.
Wait, am I seeing things right? I say fetal. Like game. Oh, it's not fetal. I was like, what the heck? The game showed me fetal AIs in HQ. Oh boy.
Yep, that's game. John knows it.
Yeah. Yep, he's going into R&D. See what he touches. Starts be an interesting way to die by shock. Just oh, he got the whole Bacata.
Finally
but
got
he
an agenda.
can't even steal it.
Can't
He
even
can't
move it
even
over.
steal it. Well, John wants to die on his own accord, so he's looking for it. He does not want to get burnt down. Oh. Nope. So he's getting burnt down.
Yep.
I think this is still a stellar performance from John. I think John did a great job considering all the odds against him. I'm pretty impressed. Eric did a lot of great moves too himself, and I think it was just the matchup definitely. And this is where we talk about this kind of format where you can send in players in to see what the best matchup's going to be, right?
Right,
And
exactly.
really figure it out.
This is where
Yeah.
the loser choosing makes a big deal, right? This is where they're allowed to kind of come back and keep it close. So there usually isn't, I think in this format, not a huge blowout, right? For someone to go like on a 3-game heater and win, 3 in a row, to me it would be impressive. So there we go, evening it up, 1 down on each. We're going to see the East Coast now. They got to select what they want to face. Eric's Val or Eric's IG. I'm not sure what the choice is here, but we're going to hear from them shortly, right, Dean?
Yeah, we're gonna hear shortly. We're gonna get East Coast back on the ringer. We're gonna see what their current thoughts on as to what they need to do. It's been quite interesting to hear what West Coast had to say on their side. So I know quite well these players, and I'm wondering what the communication is going to sound like from them.
We'll see. Before you get them on, let me give a few shout outs here. Some people on the charity. By the way, if you want to donate, paypal.me/spags. Eric Pettiflace, who just played, he has a shout out to Soy Beef Burritos, the true MVP of the NorCal meta. We have Mr. Zach Cabas, we said earlier, he wants a shout out East Coast is the Beast Coast.
Oh, yeah.
The captain of the East Coast team, Jonas Wilson, wants to let you know HB sucks, pass it on.
Oof. Man, a message I can align with. A message I definitely can align with.
Jim Van Fleet just wants to give a farewell to Andy and say so long and thanks for all the laughs. Finally, one last shout out real quick here. Stephen Woolley wanted to let everyone know that despite someone creating an RIP Stephen Woolley deck, he's still alive and well. Stephen Woolley is not dead. So
He's not dead. Definitely not.
He is the Netrunner.
He's dead to my heart.
True enough.
And with that, a great segue. We got the East Coast team inside here. We're going to go silent for 4 minutes. We're going to let them discuss out what the next strategy is, looking at going to game 3 for them.
Oh, the next strategy is Kenny.
All right, is that what we're doing?
We're going with Kenny.
All right.
That's the next strategy.
It's not like we had 10 minutes to discuss what our strategy was.
Yeah, no, we need a Timmy rule is what we need. Because this is the second time this has happened in one of these team things where we're all just painfully watching somebody bleed out.
Hey, what can you do?
We need a Timmy rule.
We told you not to trash
Make a
things,
Timmy
and what
rule,
did you do? You trash things.
I'm not even gonna blame
I
him.
had to trash those.
I'm not even gonna blame him.
I had to buy
Well,
time to
You
snipe
don't
them.
have to trash. You had a
All the
line
lines-
where you could
all
have
the
run
lines are
RP, gotten
Just run through the
forward.
Kamino. You don't need cards.
Damn, I'm good.
You had the film critic.
I wanted to. Well, I needed to trash the. Yeah, fair enough.
No,
All the lines are terrible. You were never gonna win.
There was never gonna win that game, so you know.
Yeah, I know.
We're
Yep.
never winning.
We like before they even picked IG. We're like, all right, they're gonna pick IG. All right, what's our plan for the next game? And it was like deal our max, basically.
Yeah, we were 10 steps ahead here.
Yeah.
So. All right, thanks for letting me on your team, guys. We got this. You got this, Kenny.
All right, thanks, John.
Thanks for the
man.
games,
You
John.
won the first game.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, you started off strong, and now I'm gonna punt versus IG. So it's gonna be very embarrassing.
No, we got this.
We didn't see any psychic fields. We're allowed to watch the stream, right?
Yep, you can watch the stream.
that's
I
fine.
think that's fine. I guess it's not. People scout in real life, so I don't really care.
This isn't Europe where we're enforcing arbitrary rules. This is free North America. If you want to watch,
I hit that neural EMP 10 times. I was sure he had 2 of them, but he never killed me with 2 neural EMPs. So maybe he's only got 1.
Nah, he's on the trap version.
Oh, okay. Well, there's
The only
definitely-
thing I didn't see psychic fields, which is important, but
But I didn't really run any face down remotes. Oh, you guys can see the other side, huh?
yeah.
Yeah, John was a coward. He didn't run the face down remote, so you don't know what kind of traps
Yeah.
or whatever in the deck. So
There was I think there were the 3 points sitting on the grounds.
One of them was probably an agenda, but it didn't matter till I got 2 other ones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
No,
does it
that was
sound
not a
like you're
full
gonna
game.
do max for the versus IG.
I think that's the plan.
Yep, Max versus IG.
Okay.
And now I can be part of the people that make fun of the players instead of
Exactly.
I'm in on
We're
the.
in-
I get in on the other end.
All right. Let's Gramble Scrub.
all right, let's get the game going. Thank
All
you
right.
so much, guys. We'll see you in a bit.
Thanks, Dean.
First, thank you.
All right, well there we go. I think this. What do you think of this matchup here, Dan?
Well, I think this matchup is actually a very interesting matchup. Kenny's playing DLR Max from what I heard, right?
Sure sounded like it. I don't know what other
Yes.
max you'd play right now with
Yeah,
Scorpios out
so I mean, Kenny's very well versed in this matchup. He understands what he needs to do. I think this is actually a bad matchup for IG in some sense. He's not going to set up the DLR right away. Siphon Anarchs are typically notoriously strong against IG, as I mentioned earlier. Denial decks are really what you want to fight against this, and having hostile takeover, hostile infrastructure pop up, and he has also scrubbers, which is really not going to affect his economy wise. Be able to fight against this deck. So he has a lot of options to really go against and really deal with the tools that IG's going to throw at him. Now, IG's going to be players going to have friends in high places, which is going to keep him in the game. If you can get the early Estelle moons, and the max mills can always happen. You can always get hit very hard on the mills itself. Losing a lot of key cards will be pretty painful. So we'll see what happens. That can very much well be what the game turns out for Kenny. And we heard a lot of good insight from the 4 minutes that they had discussion. So we'll see what's gonna boil out for this team. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. They sounded very confident with the DLR, right? Is that how you gathered? I mean, it seemed interesting to me. Maybe they didn't have a better option. Maybe they thought it was good, but I saw Zach Cavis play DLR Max against Josh Wilson's IG at Gen Con. I guess it depends on the draw, but like the IG
It really
just
does.
flat blew them out. And if they can't land a siphon well, like if they res out of the siphon they don't have a ton of econ. Like an early blue moose would be nice. I think Kenny's only on 2. So I don't know. I honestly feel like the IG is favored in this. I don't know. I thought I would have went with something else, but maybe they just didn't feel like they had another good matchup to throw away on this.
So here's the thing. So Zach's Zach's Max versus Kenny's Max was very different. So with
True.
Zach's Max has no iPad worse, has no sure gamble. So there's a lot of missing pieces, right?
That's true. So real quick, I talked with Zach a lot on this. He wanted to go more for setup, so he dropped the I've had worse and the sure gambles for peddlers, I believe, and something else more pieces. So you're right. The I've had worse is a huge deal.
So we're gonna see how this game pans out. Looks like the players are inside the game already. We're gonna get into it and let's see what happens.
Yep, sounds good. We're gonna just jump right into it. Yeah, you're right. So this is a slightly different build, and Zach was all about the setup, but you're right. The I've had worse will buy a lot of time. I don't know. I still feel like they are gonna have a hard time landing a siphon. And that's a big
remember,
deal.
like it's not mainly about the fact that sliding siphon is great, but it's more so the fact that knowing the hostile protectors are out or not, right? So siphon a lot of times will be help you figure out like what is the resible and what's not. And with a player like Kenny who's understanding like what the matchup looks like, playing IG himself, he's gonna realize maybe is that an agenda? Is that something he can't res? Kenny can really play around this.
Sure, and this is a great start for him. Nothing in the bin right now. And he got a scrubber out, and he's able to attack immediately with those.
Yeah, 100% what Kenny wants. You see, for the max player here, like he's not too worried about the corporation game plan to fight against the DLR pieces, just because the fact is that they can't afford the money to do it. Right? The max players is constantly going to try to kill the turtlebacks. It's going to try to kill the economy assets. So IG's stuck in a situation where, like, you know what? I really have to drop all the money I can get to get my assets online, to play the friends, to play the neural EMPs. So there's a lot that's going against them. And the max player is really just try to siphon them over and over again. So we're not going to see a lot of contention from the IG player to try to kill the assets itself. Or, sorry, kill the resources itself.
I would agree with that. Because IG can't really afford it, right?
No, they definitely cannot. Not especially if they're being forced in a denial game.
Losing this moon early was not good, but it doesn't hurt to have it in the bin. It's set for recursion. When do you play DLR? How soon do you want to push a DLR out? I guess the first time you run archives and you hope you don't lose it to a shock, or do you run somewhere else early? Do you want that out as soon as possible, or do you not caring about that, or you just really want to contest the remotes as early as possible here?
So you really don't care about the DLRs this early. The DLR is really the late game plan. DLR is the thing that's going to be really sealing the deal, because right now your game plan is to fight against the assets and have the money to fight against the assets. You don't want to put yourself in a position where you can't and you get locked down. So Kenny's not going to care about installing DLR. He may do it on the next round around with the levy. But remember, when you do start fighting DLR, you're increasing the trash costs for the corp.
That's true.
So you don't want to get this going on early. That's very important that he does other things to really slow down the corp here.
Kenny, now we may have some nice current wars here. Kenny is on 2 hacktivists, 1 employee strike. I think we have some enforced curfew on the other side. Hacktivist is really good against this deck, but as you noted, like DLR, it's just going to feed the ID ability. The employee strike is the bigger deal here.
So if Kenny finds employee strike, yes, that's gonna be a big deal. and we can't scoff at hacktivist either. The hacktivist is gonna be a really big deal. This kind of deck doesn't really score agendas, and Kenny's already out off to the bat with scoring a fetal.
Right.
So it's already gonna make it tough for the IG player to want to install agendas, because every agenda he bleeds is a step closer for this max player to get to the win, right?
True. I do think, though, Kenny needs to be focused on econ here. Now, it's up to the max draw. We know it's random. Getting rid of the hostile infrastructure here, I think that's a good call. That costs, the IG player doesn't really have the money to recur that well and res it. But I think Kenny should really consider, he hasn't seen it yet, like getting this Blue Moose or another Scrubber out as soon as possible. Like, the earlier you get the Blue Moose online in this matchup, the better. Or any matchup, to be honest.
Yeah, that daily cast the constant drips on itself. We may want to see the Blue Moose maybe on the second round, just because we're caring more so about having life points, and Max naturally bleeds life points as it is.
Second Estelle Moon here is really huge, though, right? Kenny is not in a position to really contest it. The Scrubber helps, but I guess he's going to force a pop.
He's going to force a pop. There's no way he doesn't force a pop. It's extremely important for him to do this. He's going to also attempt to contest this bioethics. I don't see any reason why not.
It's a good time with only 1 face down. I think Eric's really got to... This might be the turn to overdraw. It's a tough time to balance between drawing and gaining credits here, right? But I think he's got to fill up archives a little bit, make it dangerous.
Yeah. So here we go. Eric's going to start installing items.
Well, start
whenever
building
he's install Snare...
I'd put the snare out, save the Philotic for later when Kenny's given up on checking.
Now, I don't think Eric understands, but Kenny's most likely not going to check this face down.
I don't think so.
For him, it's more so he's going to be a reactionary to these assets being rezzed. He's going to wait for these assets to res and then go trash them. Kenny really is just trying to make sure his pieces fall into place, get his board state up and going. That's all he cares about right now. He doesn't care about anything else but that. And he's also going to contest, of course, these remotes.
Right. Turtlebacks is a must trash usually in any deck that it's in, because it's just such a huge part of the econ engine. Good call. We have a Friends, though. Eric's in decent shape, I feel like. I do think he would like some shocks in there, obviously.
Yeah. That would be very nice to have some more shocks in there.
But here comes the Friends early, just keeping the pressure on Kenny, like taxing that Scrubber out, forcing Kenny to keep deciding between contesting remotes or building up money. And as you see, Kenny's halfway through the deck here. Kind of has to save that same old thing. It'd be nice for a Deja or something else, but I don't know. It's a tough call right now for Kenny. What do you do in this turn? Just build? This Gamble's just sitting here.
So, in this regard, Tending to Pressure Siphon may not be a bad idea.
Really? Just to force a res?
Because Kenny does have Eye Horse in hand, so he's not too worried about anything happening here.
No, but Eric has 6 unres cards. He can res out of a Siphon pretty easily. It feels to me like a waste of a resource. Are you just hoping to create some pressure?
Remember, you're just trying to force pressure on the corp, and forcing the res unnecessarily is very helpful. I would have preferred this with Hacktivist, of course, but we haven't seen any of the cards come out yet. So it looks like Fall Guy's going to come out, and yeah, there we go, see? Kenny's going to try to land the Siphon. And I like the Fall Guy play because Kenny's really trying to make sure that, the Scrubber does not go away.
Right. Ooh.
We're going to see a crit come out.
No way to break it. It's firing.
Oh, it's firing. But this is good because Kenny knows now that
He
that
can
crick is on
siphon
H2,
Yep.
and it's not that dangerous to fight against this crick.
No, but on the other hand, look at he can throw out things like hostile or whatever moons. I mean, the idea being here, tech startup even the idea, yes, he can siphon through it, no problem, but he can also res out very easily now by installing stuff.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we're gonna see what happens here. Yeah, there we go. It's gonna res it deny. Kenny's gonna get an access here. This access is 1 in 3. So 1 in 3 could be gold. Can grab him with Philotic. It's gonna turn on all Obokatas. Oh, he's gonna just take the 1 credit. He doesn't care.
Oh, really interesting.
Yeah, he's gonna take that 1 credit, and the reason why I understand he's doing this, he wants to be able to kill these moons before it
Yes.
gets online.
Yes, that's fair. That's very fair.
Yeah.
Just a battle of attrition, both of them in the mud. This is like a World War I battleground here. Just ugly. It's messy. Both people are just devastated financially here.
They're just duking it out. This is not a Mayweather McGregor fight. This is a true bout.
Yeah,
So-
well, that was pretty ugly too, but right. That was that was a different display there. A 40-year-old man coming out of retirement against a non-boxer. Really fun. These are actually really good Netrunner players. This isn't McGregor. You're right. McGregor Mayweather of Netrunner.
Yeah. Well, I mean, unlike McGregor, both players can go to the long game and be fine with it. So we're gonna see how this goes.
Hey, McGregor was just tired, okay? Come on now.
Hey, that doesn't change the fact that he was tired, man. He wasn't fine.
Yeah, he obviously was not fine.
Yeah.
Simon Moore, Kenny was throwing a little shade at Zach Cavus's build earlier today, and we were discussing some of the moves in it, and well, we'll see how it goes. You know, I know Kenny wasn't there, but Zach did top 8 at Gen Con with that build in a tough field. I felt like so.
Hey, you know, Zach being beside like the excellent player that he is, I think he gave me a rundown of why he did the changes he did, and was not a single instance when he walked me through it as to, you know what, that does not make sense. Why would you cut I've had worse? I trust that man to death because he's consistently successful for a reason. Oh man, this hand is getting just absolutely brutal. We got agendas. We're not drawing into any pieces that's going to really help the corp sustain a long game here.
Definitely not. Kenny's not going to be able to really touch those agendas, but he doesn't really care.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why Kenny didn't install the Net Pavilion here at some point because it looks like
he is riding
the
tags. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's just going to slam the agendas, perhaps, because he doesn't care. I think he feels like it's desperate, and it's a desperate time, and Kenny's giving up checking, right? So,
Yep.
Although I think they're pretty convinced that he's not on any psychic fields or traps, although we have seen Snare out of the deck, and he does have 4 credits currently.
Kenny's going to mill the second account siphon, which is unfortunate. He has yet to be able to draw any of these account siphons. He's had to recur them with the same old thing.
Here's the Net Pavilion and the Employee Strike, most importantly, but Eric hasn't been able to build up archives, so the Employee Strike is really a non-factor at this point. Oh,
yeah.
He's
going to see the Obokata. So he could potentially just draw up. No, he could just draw up and go touch it again because he does have out have it worse. So this is not a problem.
That's true. Maybe not a bad play. Get you on game point.
Yeah, this is not a bad idea. Kenny. Oh no, he's gonna opt to actually get the economy. I don't like this. I like this idea too. So I don't. But
I think he wants to use the scrubber every turn, much like Wizard credits. I think it's not a bad call.
I can understand that. So
okay, interesting.
Does Eric just protect
now what?
Now?
Now what? You're right. Overwrite it, throw it in the bin, at least make it, and then put the. Well, what do you overwrite it with? The Philotic? I guess I don't. He hasn't drawn yet. Is he thinking about resing? Oh no!
Oh my Jesus!
Overwrite it with another Obokata. What do you think about that play? And then Kakugo on Archive.
That's when you know you really gave away the gameplay.
Because there's no way he would check it again, right? No way Kenny would check that server again, I wouldn't think.
Oh, there's a deja vu.
So he is protecting archives up, and he drew and gained the credits. Just kind of a basic stabilization turn. Not really much of anything. It's going to allow Kenny some time to check remotes. He's learned from John's mistakes, perhaps. Not that John had a lot of options.
Oh my gosh, this is bad. He's checking the remotes. He's touching agendas.
He's still going to need 4 agendas here, though.
Well, he just, that's for sure. But
Eric has no no pressure on him. He has zero pressure on Kenny right now.
Mhm.
Yeah, Kenny's wisely checking everything.
Yeah. Not
feeling good.
Kenny tastes blood, and he's like, "Oh, I'm ready to go." Ooh,
well, we
the
knew that was gonna be
snare.
ugly. We don't. Yeah, that's fine. Like you said, he has the iPad worse.
Yeah,
and he
it's
can
not
get
a
that
problem.
blue moon out there now.
He's gonna scrub it.
He's gonna
Interesting.
scrub it. Well, I guess I don't think I would. I'd make him overwrite it, but
yeah.
Probably figures why not? It's free, I suppose. I'd just rather let the corp take care of that problem. Blue Moose is huge. Very huge. I think
this is huge.
Yeah.
This is very big.
Cabas is on 3 of them. I like it a lot in this deck. It's, well protected.
Looks like he's an overwrite that Obokata, I believe.
Yes, at least make him, if he really wants it, make him run Archives.
Wait, did he install Obokata with Obokata?
I believe so, yeah. I told you, that was the play. Well, I mean, if you don't have a Howard, he really, maybe he's like feigning that he has a Howard in play, but...
Right.
Okay, the levy is down, but here comes the same old thing. So Kenny's going to be ready to do that soon. He probably wants to maximize here. Oh, he did check it. Why not check it?
Yeah.
Cannot steal it, though.
Not stealing. Definitely not stealing it. He's definitely not drawing and stealing it.
Would you try? No, maybe try to steal it before you levy, though, Dean. Maybe
you
next
saw the Neurals. You saw the Neurals.
Oh, the Neurals,
No way.
right. You'd have to siphon them down first. Maybe next turn, though, like steal it and then levy to get max
he's definitely
value.
doing next turn. Definitely doing next turn.
Man, this IG deck, I feel like it could really benefit from one blacklist, don't you?
Oof.
Wouldn't that be nice? Like, you can protect it, you can tech startup for it.
That would be absolutely amazing.
One of my favorite all-time cards.
It did work at Gen Con for me. I heard a lot of people putting him on the blacklist. I don't know if you saw Sam, but like he was walking out with a box that said the blacklist.
I saw that. OP.
So it's pretty OP. I agree. Trash SOT is huge here, huh?
So one note, Eric was one of 2 people who left a garment of clothing at King of Servers last year. He actually contacted me and came to my hotel room at Worlds to pick up his jacket. Someone else left a hooded sweatshirt. Guess what? That's become mine now, and I wear it to work in the yard. Ooh. So I tried to find whose that was. Sorry, whoever left that at King of Servers last year. But
oh, okay. So yeah, I don't know why. I think Eric missed a play here. He could have trashed the same old thing and just ended the option for Kenny to levy. Yeah.
You're right. Well, wait, let's look. 2 Samuels and 3 Dejas, you're right. Did he have the money, though? Was the Fall Guys? The Fall Guys are going.
Well, he installed one guy. He installed one card. He could have just ended the game right there.
Right.
That was a very big miss.
Yeah, that was huge because you always have to look at the bin here. And you saw the 3 Dejas, the 2 Samuels, good call. I mean, if he gets rid of that, Kenny has an out, but it's super slim, right? He has to use whatever he has currently, and that's not a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Kenny's
was a
just
big
gonna.
miss.
It's a big blunder. So Kenny's just gonna. He has the same old thing levy here. There's no way he doesn't. Oh, he asked for reaction to see if the blacklist gets res. We're not gonna see a blacklist come up here.
No. Good ask, but man, Eric missed it. He had the window.
Yep.
You always have to check that. I'm always looking because you don't know for recursion purposes. Like, am I going to be hit with a siphon or whatever? And especially against a levy deck, this is a good lesson here that you should always keep an eye on when and if they can even levy.
I think the IG player definitely could have won the game here. Could have taken it home for West Coast and really caused an upset. But yeah, it looks like East Coast is going to take this game 3, and we're going to get West Coast back on the ringer here. But I think definitely a great play from both sides, and as we saw, as I mentioned, definitely Kenny stuck to the game plan, which is contesting the assets. We never saw the game get out of hand. The West Coast player definitely made every shot he can to make it get out of hand, but the siphons, once again, is really the thing that you fear out of here, and lining that siphon through the crick is what really
is huge.
Is always going to be threatening throughout the game, and you don't know when it's coming, right?
Right. Like, you really he wanted anything but that ice. He wanted something more potent, more stopping, like a Kumainu or just about anything else.
Yeah. All right, so we got West Coast on the ringer. We're going to jump over to West Coast discussion. Just give them the next 4 minutes to talk about what the next game plan is. We'll switch the overlay over to West Coast itself, and you guys can take the mic.
Sick agendas, Eric.
Yeah. Max uppercut value in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I did eight net damage with him.
Yeah, you did 8 net damage. It's hard to beat
Plus
that.
2 with field.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, damn, if I just trashed that levy.
Yeah, the levy thing, it sucks. Okay, Eric, so I think we should send Wizard in.
Cleanup crew, janitor services.
Wizard against IG because we
Yeah.
don't have anything that beats DLR.
I don't think we have anything that's good against DLR.
Yeah, I agree.
I'll play against IG.
Yeah, I mean, what's the alternative?
So
Can we send Sunny in?
I'd send Sunny in. We can't, though.
The corps they have left right now are CI.
If we get their permission, can we send Sunny in?
So this means that somebody non-Moons is going to have to play against ETF is the only thing. Or somebody non-Wizard is going to have to play against Moons.
That's okay.
Yeah, Andrew can play against it for sure.
Yeah.
And I think we've all played against Moons, and that's more important than just having like a deck that beats Moons.
Yeah.
So
Plus, both of them are way better against CI than me.
yeah, that's true. So we have to, basically the thing is like, but everyone has to make sure they have a deck for CI, and everyone has to make sure that they can beat the other team's IG. It's weird. This is a weird lineup thing going on.
I can beat.
It's
you know,
kind of
I can
silly.
beat CI.
I was worried about DLR before this. We don't have a single corp deck that's a good matchup against it. Mine might be the
we
best.
had the soul.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The Soul
Soul
would've
was
been
okay,
good.
but we always knew we were leading with that, so it was never a,
It wasn't like
a matchup deck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess we'll send in Wes with
Wes on Wizard.
Weezard. Do I need to do what?
No.
Yeah.
I
All
have
right.
to go. I need a short.
That's what we're doing. Wes with Wizard.
Short break.
All right.
Give us 2
Need
minutes.
a short break, or is that what I
Yeah.
heard?
Short break. I think people need like 2 minutes, and then we're good.
2 minutes. Okay. All right. Well, we'll call for a break then. Thank you so much for the discussion. We'll give you guys 5 minutes. How's that sound?
All right. Cool. Thanks.
All right. Cool. No worries. All right. Cool. So it looks like the West Coast team is actually concerned about the DLR matchup. So they're gonna try to avoid as much as they can. And looking at this lineup that we see here, we have Wizard, Leela, and Haley. If they were trying to fight the IG,
Right.
so Wizard's gonna be their best bet to fight against it. But Wes, extremely strong player. I played against him last year in the top 16 at Worlds, and I trust that he can be able to take it out with the Wizard. But what happens? What happens if Wes can't take care of this IG?
It's looking pretty tough. I think I don't know. I don't know what their answer is. They really needed to take out that IG, and I don't think they have anything well suited for it. Maybe the Haley deck. I think that's pretty bad, right? I think in the Leela deck, I don't know what's in it per se. That doesn't seem great either. They have to get pretty lucky. I think it's Wiz or nothing here. It might be pretty tough.
Yeah, Haley does. John did play against IG at Gen Con, and he was able to be successful. So he definitely knows how to play against it. But they definitely want to hold the CI player in the pocket. That's their anchor. That's going to be a thing that's going to try to take it home for them. So I understand why they're hesitant to do this. And most likely they're going to try to send Jaceki as much as they can into the CI matchups. But they have to get over this hurdle. The IG matchup and the Max matchup, they had to account for this. So I'm very curious to see what they're going to do. Wizard, let's maybe, since we have a break, let's go through and see what kind of Wizard they're on. Have you had a chance to see what kind of Wizard we're expected to see here?
I think it's pretty standard. I guess, I don't know, what do you consider standard? But it looks like, so it's not more of like, I don't think it's a Temujin build. It's not really a hybrid build. I think it's leaning a little more heavily on Cipher, which sadly does not help a ton in this matchup. So it could be hard. It's not like the one that Aaron Andrews pushed that Jason Deng took to second at Gen Con, and it got me in the top 16, where we did 2 Cipher, 2 Temujin contract, 3 Parasite. That was our influence. So the Temujin really helps in matchups like this, and the Slums. It's going to be a tough fight for sure.
Mm-hmm. I think there are a lot of things going for this deck, though. They do have, looks like they have Employee Strike, and they have some dirty laundries to really compress the clicks and really keep them on top of money. So I think there's a chance, we can see something come out of this. But looking at the players who remain in the tournament, we still have Jonas on Haley and CI. We got Jason Deng. He's going to be on Wizard and NEH. We got Kenny. currently the player to beat on Max and IG, and we got Josh sitting at Andy and ETF. That's a pretty solid team. We got a lot of strong archetypes. Going to West Coast, Haley CI with Joseki. We got Wes is going to be the player coming up next on Wizard and Engineering in the future, and of course Andrew Cortez sitting on
Leland
really
Titan.
curious.
Yeah, he's
Leland
the
Titan.
rogue. He's the rogue player, of course. I'm not sure what builds he has, and what kind of wild cards in Netrunner can be. Sometimes the difference, between winning and losing is just uncertainty. So who do you think, anchoring? Are both captains? It's ironic they're both on Haley CI. Probably very similar builds, somewhat similar builds. It's funny. Are they going to be the anchors for both these teams?
So what I believe the anchor is either going to be Josh Wilson or Jonas Wilson. What is that? They're both Wilsons, aren't they?
They
Wow,
are.
the Wilsons. The Wilsons will be the anchors of this game. Reason why is because I believe Jason. They believe that they may have matchups that can go against and fight against NEH, and I think if Kenny gets knocked out, we don't want to see Jonas play unfavorably as a CI against a player that maybe is teched up against it. So they're trying to throw out as many players as they can. That's going to be able to buffer those matchups before they get thrown into unfavorable. And Josh, he's sitting on pretty solid decks. Andy and ETF, those are pretty solid decks overall. Very balanced decks across the field. We can't deny how strong Moons is, and we cannot deny how flexible the Andy matchup is against many of these corps. So I know Andy doesn't have as strong as a matchup as she'd like against CI. So we probably if it comes down to a situation like that, maybe we'll see Josh before we see
maybe
Jonas.
Just to try and clean as much house as possible. He's well versed in those decks, and as you noted, they are just great against the field in general. And Josh could just finish them off before the end of the game. Before the captain or the anchor has to come in. So,
So it's been pretty exciting. What do you think of the tournament going so far? What are your thoughts on?
It's going well. It's probably going as expected. I don't know if Eric would. Do you think he would have pulled off the win, killing that same old thing? It definitely would have made it a lot
100%.
tougher. 100%, right? Because he can't score the other Obokata because he's out of cards.
So here's the thing. So here's the situation that we know that's true. We haven't seen any Jacksons from that game.
Right.
We've seen two friends in high places go out. And Eric really at that point just grinds them out. All Kenny has is 4 cards left in his hand, and he's gonna get a max card. But really, that's his last 5 cards. He would draw one more last one. He gets a 6 card, but you can't beat IG on 6 cards. And with what he had out available, Eric really could have just taken his time and grinded them out. He really could have, and it was unfortunate he missed the line on that. But that's the beauty of Netrunner, right? It's the little things that you pay attention to that really changes the game.
Totally.
And so I'm excited to see. I know a lot of these players, they're going to be a lot more hungrier going into these games. You're going to try to see, pay a little bit more attention.
For sure.
We're not gonna miss a beat.
No.
So I'm very curious to see what's going to go down,
Right.
and we're going to see maybe some value scorches. We may see something that's out of there.
Yeah, it's amazing how sometimes just one little misplay can cost you the game in this game, even though there's a lot of luck, there's a lot of skill. Sometimes it just comes down to that. I got knocked out in my first game in the cut at Gen Con. One mistake. I should have overwritten a vanilla, and the inversificator punished me for it, and that means it can happen. And... All right.
Looks like the game's loading up, good to go.
2 employee strikes off the bat, so that's a nice... And a slums. That's a pretty good equalizer and a film critic.
A film critic?
No
Yeah,
econ, but those are great tools against IG. Right?
What's going on here? What's going on? Who did this?
Seems pretty nice.
I don't think he shuffled his deck.
I'd definitely call for a judge. We should probably get Mintran in here to check the code, probably run, reboot the server, do some
What's wrong here?
integrity testing on it. I don't know what all these words mean, but
yeah. You're definitely not in anything near the technology field.
No.
Look at this. Just the rudest plays ever. He throws out the slums saying let's go. Holy shit.
Yes, that's definitely laying it all out on the table, if you will.
Oh my god. And it's just like Kenny's hand, even if he tries a current fight, he's gonna get beaten by another employee strike.
Yep. Employee strike and slums and wizard credits. That seems pretty hard for Kenny. This will be an interesting fight. I don't know. Would you say I've been heavily in Wes's favor right now, or?
right now things are looking quite Millhouse for Wes. So I'm not gonna argue the fact that Wes is in the most Hamtaro of hot tomato. But what is this?
3
Who
East
shuffled the
strike.
deck?
So
Who
there's the
shuffled the
thing.
deck?
When we at Gen Con we played with the Temujin, this is what we gave up, and the employee strike is a nice equalizer against a lot of the field. Sadly, not against Moons per se, but against IG Moons, super good.
What is this?
This is wild, man.
Oh man, I don't
that
even know if I
critic
want
down?
Kenny just to see it happen. Oh,
There it
Jesus.
is. Forcing the curfew out, which is fine. He doesn't realize 2 other employee strikes are already loaded in the gun and ready to be
Oh
fired.
man. Kenny
Poor
just
Kenny.
I think does
Kenny should
even
just scoop, right? The East Coast keeps complaining about this long playtime of like games they can't win. Kenny, you can concede at any point. I'll probably note that to him in the stream.
Oh man. Oh no. Okay, I see what's happening here. I don't think Kenny's gonna get the result he wants out of this one. He's hoping that he can't get in the server, but maybe he actually doesn't even contest the server because we're worried of Komainu or any amount of craziness. Oh jeez. Hey, we can't be influenced the game like that.
No. I'm just kidding.
Oh, I know you're kidding.
That's all I'm going to say. I just thought I'd give Kenny a shot because he wanted to talk some shit on the other game, so.
All right, well, we're going to have one hostel removed from the game
Hostile
already.
out of the game. So, I mean, those, you slums the hostels and the bioethics, and that's the game, right?
Mm-hmm. All right. Oh, man. What is happening? All right, so see a discard the paperclip. That's a pretty good discard. Now the problem with this matchup, now that we see the slums down, the huge issue is that
Yes.
you only get one shot with the genetics pavilion. Not genetics, sorry, the Bioethics Association.
Yes.
You only get one shot at it.
Right.
So once it goes out in reses, you better
That's
make it count.
That's why you got to hope to stack them up, but I think Wes is just going to check everything. Maybe that you get the shot, Dean, and then you ice it, right? Just to make sure they can't come in, right? You got to protect it.
Yeah.
Is that how that works? Right?
You definitely don't protect it, because I'll tell you, that's a mistake of a lifetime.
Oh, shoot. Okay. I better read that card again.
Better read that card again. You don't make the mistake of Gen Con. I've known some people who made the regrets already.
Turtleback's going. So we're going to have a card slummed every turn here.
That's how it's going to work. This matchup is all about, the slowly tempo of removing a card turn by turn, right?
So Kenny, he already lost one of his pieces to get out from under this E-Strike. He's just going to basically live under this E-Strike, right?
Well, we'll see.
Looking at the list here, we have 3 curfews and a Howard, which is nice, but he's got to get to them. Yeah,
he's got to get to them. Now, oof. I mean, these are good. These are not too bad to see. But, oh man, I don't know what Kenny does here.
Wes is on 2 Deja Vus to go with the 3 E-Strike, so he's got some recursion as well.
Mm-hmm. So he's got some recursion. I mean, this E-Strike game it's pretty strong.
It's hot. Maybe he can push a House of Knives. I mean, he'd have to see it and get it through.
Yeah. So Kenny definitely scaring away Wes, making sure that vanilla that's staying in front of
right.
Star Moon is extremely threatening,
The moon's going to be big. It's going to be a nice pop, but it doesn't really matter what he throws away if he can't. Maybe it'll help him get to the curfew, but I mean, if he can't get out from under the E-Strike, it doesn't matter, does it?
Doesn't matter, no. No, this E-Strike's doing a lot of work. The second E-Strike, rather. I can't wait to see this third E-Strike come out. And then another 15. Because somehow he stacked the deck. What is scoring an agenda, as a person would say in chat right now? Stel Moon. Okay, he's going to see that. Yeah. He's not going to trash it. Can't trash it.
This deck isn't really built to score agendas.
This deck is built to just look at your opponent across the team and be like, you want some of this?
Yeah.
Oh.
And Wes apparently did want some of this. He was built for it. Yeah, this film critic's going to do heavy work. Feedals, Future Perfects, Obacadas, all worthless.
Yeah.
It will buy Wes time, though. So Kenny knows maybe he's got a slight window. I mean, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So he fires a moon, replaces her. There go the bioethics, like you said. That's a one-time shot, though. Are you just hoping he doesn't check them?
You see, Kenny's not even doing, he's not setting up the bioethics. He knows he has to wait for the late game for this. He has to get a board position where he can afford to get these bioethics out and going. So he's not even. Oh, so Jackson's getting a slummed here. That's really bad.
That is super
So,
bad.
Yeah, this is
Because those are 3 less friends you can fire.
Yeah.
That's okay though. That means that he's not checking that remote. So Kenny knows at least that bioethics, that one is safe for now.
Is that a bioethics?
Yeah, I believe he put 1 down, right?
No. See, there's 2 in the archives right now, and there's 1 in the hand.
Oh,
And
what did he install in server 6? I thought it was a bioethics. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, I
Sorry,
think
I'm
it's a bioethics.
juggling a lot of things here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kenny's toughened out by this agenda flood, so he's got to use the Jackson for just purely the
Defend agendas.
The future perfect, which is unfortunate.
Exactly. Yeah, with the film
it's a
critic on the
turtlebacks.
rampage. It's a turtlebacks. You're right. He can't put the bioethics. He's got to friends them back, right? He can't afford to have them on the board because they're going to die permanently.
Yeah, like he just needs to. Kenny knows he needs to be in a better board state before he can attempt to try to do these kind of kill shots. Ooh, yeah, General Civilian getting that removed in the game, that's tough.
The thing is, though, this is eating a lot of Wes's time up, and he's not building econ. I mean, the whiz credits are helping, but he's going to have to take some time to make some money here at some point.
This is very true.
Might buy Kenny a window here. I don't know.
Remember, though, Wes is removing a lot of pieces that...
Yes.
the threat of even removing these pieces...
Yeah, genetics is one of the kill pieces. Not necessary, but in this matchup, you probably want a kill shot like that.
Look at this. He gets the Chairman Hero,
yep.
And he draws the cards. Oh, my God. What a monster.
That is.
What are you
so
doing?
He's going to friends, do you think, the bioethics this turn? Do you think he's going to try and push for it? I don't know if that's actually going to do it, though.
Wonder if you crick the hero. So he knows, like,
there goes the curfew for sure.
There's a curfew.
You almost need the Howard to get those curfews back, too, though. That's hard. You're trying to defend agendas. You want friends back. You want curfews back.
Oh, so he's going to friends. He's going to put a Cortex lock in front of it, which is...
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 hidden. Looks like that's going to be almost like it's a bioethic. So you see, this is what I was talking about. Like, he wanted this kind of play to be apparent. Because if he goes to check this remote,
which he
can't
should.
break the Cortex lock.
Right. Oh, that remote? I would check the uniced ones, because you do not want the bioethics to fire.
Right, but he's gonna get neural. That's the situation. So Kenny's definitely. This is what I'm talking about. He knew that he had to put Wes in a bad position.
Yes.
So he's gonna play out the employee strike.
The third employee strike. That was huge. Huge. In those first 10 cards, 3 employee strike.
Damn, he's good.
Man, he's good. Well, yeah, it's part of the game.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Kenny in his mind is like, he can't have a third employee strike in hand.
Right, of course. Of course.
I cannot wait to hear Josh. All right, well, that's 1 trash down. That's 1 out, so that's 1 of 3. Luck is a skill.
Luck is a skill. I would agree with that.
All right, so...
That hurts a lot. That hurts a lot.
It definitely hurts a lot. I don't
I'm shocked
see...
he keeps checking here. I would be building my econ a little.
Wes is a tough opponent, so I like this. I like these checks too. These are pretty good checks. He knows Kenny's not been able to filter it that strongly, so it's not a bad check.
No. I figure, though, that I would assume the filtering is going straight to archives with agendas, with the Howard on the board.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about that play. I understand the play because it's wide open right now. He hasn't really seen the neural, so he doesn't really know that threat yet.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it was a risky call. I think he just wants to stay super aggressive on him and maybe force him to ice HQ at some point. I don't know.
Yeah, there was a hero and the bioethics. So here's what happens.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna most likely install over the bioethics with the Jackson because he doesn't want to get slummed.
Oh, right, exactly. He just wanted a one-time shot here.
That's right. That's right.
It's going to force a turn of him to draw back up, right? Unless he hit an Ivad worse, which we know he can't. He's not doing it though. Okay, interesting.
He will get rid of this. Yeah. Yeah.
When did the curfews come back? Does he push the curfews back? He's got to get out from under this employee strike.
Yeah. the Curfew's coming back with the second Jackson. Like one Jackson obviously used for the future purpose, but getting that second Jackson back for the first Curfews are going to be extremely important to this game. So we want to see this come back. And people are mentioning fire twice. No, the bio is not fire twice. Just showing the reds. That's all.
Yep.
This game got super interesting. Like I'm pretty impressed that Kenny, and
You're right.
I saw the line, but he even took even further. Like this is the mark of a player who knows his matchups.
Right. The bioethics did not fire twice, as you can see. He was still discarding down from the hero.
That's right.
Interesting play on Kenny's part. Not going for the kill here, but creating a nice pressure window and trying to buy himself some time. Like you said, a great overwrite here because he can't afford to keep it on the table until he's going to go to finishing with a friends or at least create that pressure. But under the E-Strike, he can't afford to keep it out there.
No, he definitely cannot. I'm surprised. Oh, I guess he can't. I guess he has too much agendas in the archives, but I'm surprised he didn't just discard the Obokata.
Does he have 2 Howards out right now? One got slumped.
There's 2 Howards out.
Yeah.
I guess he's super worried. I guess he has to concede at some point. He has to have these in hand. Yeah, this is also the reason why he's not using the normal piece for value. He needs this to be able to crush in the kill.
Yes. Yeah. You can't. There's no time for value neural right here.
No. This is not a West Coast team, so we can't afford that.
That's a CTZ trick.
That's a CTZ trip. Now, just to be clear, I respect it a lot. I'm not defaming it. I wish I had that in my game, in my playbook, but I just don't. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you wish you were that bold, but
I know
you just can't pull it off.
No, I'm all about the Hades.
Yes. Still an all-time play, Dean.
I'm sure you got some too. Maybe just not on stream, man.
Not against a player of Dan's caliber. Not that. That was pretty fantastic, man.
Oh man. All right, so what do we do here? We're thinking.
Tough call. I think he's got to spend a turn drawing a little. Like or do you check server 2? You can't really afford to check ice currently. No breakers, just the clip, but that's not gonna help you right now.
There's another clip. Damn, he's good.
I was gonna say this is probably just a draw and money turn.
Yeah.
Although you'd love to run. Oh, interesting face plan.
I think this is the. Can't remember. Is it vanilla? Can't remember this ice.
Or is this the Cortex? No, this is the vanilla. Good call.
Yeah, it's the vanilla.
Can't get
Cortex
it.
is on. Yeah, 2 vanillas are currently on Jackson and this remote, and then the Cortex lock is on the Chairman Hero.
Perfect.
So
I think
West won't be able to get in.
Kenny's played this really well, but if you take a look, 12 cards left in R&D. There's been a lot of movement here.
Yeah.
The agendas are starting to stack up. I mean, I don't think you can afford to check archives yet.
Oh my gosh, I actually did not realize that little cards.
Yes, Kenny's been, between Moon and Jackson, just power drawing through.
Very different kind of playstyle. I mean, I think these are the same kind of decks between the both of them, the IG players, and you can see a very clear difference in terms of playstyle. Not only because of the runner influence, but you can even tell like in terms of the thought process and the method of thinking about this. So Hero's going to force the 2 discards, which is pretty good. Kenny's going to move from Jackson to the game. Looks like he's going to want to get Force Curfews back in the game. Friends and Highways. Yeah, that makes sense. 100%. I agree with this. Use Textile to install Ronin. Yeah, there we go.
Mm-hmm. Yep, going to create pressure this way.
Yeah, he's going to advance this twice and then install an Ice to protect it. For sure. There's no way he doesn't do this.
Most definitely.
I would imagine the Koma Inu is what we're going to install and protect it.
Is that what you think?
I think so, because the turn for the wizard player is going to have to be try to run and check the remote, and he can break the inside ice, but he can't break the outside ice, okay? So his turn has to be credit twice, run, assuming perfect knowledge, right?
Yes.
And then credit twice, run, and then he draws with the last click, and he's just going to double neural out of hand.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. So Kenny's just going to be bold facing with this. He does not. Oh, he even iced over it. He changed the ice even better.
Mm-hmm. The curfews went back. I think that was a good call. This is it. It's creating with the hero out there. I think it's a good call. Just go for the win. Wants to get out of here.
I like this. And the reason why there's a triple advance. Oh wait a minute. Did he discard the Komainu? He didn't even go for it. Oh wow. This is really ballsy. I don't like this.
No.
Reason being is because Kenny could have put him. He could have put him in a situation where absolutely, no matter like the best play you could have possibly done, you were gonna die. In this scenario that Kenny has set up for himself, this is exactly what it is. Wes has to check this remote. There's no way he doesn't. As a veteran player like he is, he's gonna go check it. So,
he has to. He knows what's there.
Yeah,
I mean,
and he's gonna cut it
die
twice.
If he doesn't, right?
Yeah, he's gonna cut it twice, and he's gonna try to run at it. Now Ronin is how much to trash? Is it 3? Is it 4? I forget.
2?
2?
I believe it's 2.
Gosh.
Let me take a look.
Ronin, runner. Let's go. Yeah, it's 2 to trash.
Yep, 2.
So he's gonna be able to get in the server, and yeah, see, I did not like this play from Kenny. This is a very bad play. He should have installed the Komainu onto the remote.
Because he has no bioethics on board to take advantage of this window either, and now the Ronin is slums.
Yeah.
I think that was a little too presumptuous, a little too quick and risky. Kenny's an aggressive player.
I get the aggression, but you gotta also be aware of your outs, and I think he definitely had an out there. Yeah. He just didn't think of it.
Yep.
So, but this is the advantage of being a commentator and caster and someone who's watching. You can see this lines. So
much easier for us.
For sure.
So this is the last Howard as well, which is pretty tough. So if this Howard, I assume this Howard's going to go this turn, right? He'll run it, and that means he either has to throw agendas back or like friends and some other pieces. It's going to be a really tough call. If he leaves agendas, he's risking the game in archives. I don't know, right? I mean, that's pretty. I don't know if I'd even use the Howard here.
He's gonna have to start icing this R&D. This R&D is way too flimsy at this point. This is not
right. I assume if I were Wes, I'd assume most of it's in archives or HQ. But he can't really force archives yet, money wise, and the problem is he's gonna know that it should be fully loaded with shocks as well.
Yeah.
One reason we didn't use Crimson Dust, by the way, because we did not want 6 shock IG. That's bad times.
Oh wow, he's gonna ice that archives. He really does not want. Yeah.
Really dissuading it.
Yeah. I don't know about all this ISIS cards. Like Wes is gonna. Yeah, I understand Wes is a player. He's gonna take all his outs. He's taking his time. He knows Kenny's stuck. Oh, right. There's the enforced curfew.
Totally.
This is tough. This is gonna be really tough. So
I would take my time here too, but Kenny's got to know that that's getting rid of the E-strike is huge.
All right, so getting rid of the E-strike is going to be very huge here. This is going to be amazing. He's going to enforce curfew, and he's going to friends in high places. I don't know. You should be icing R&D at this point. R&D is way too flimsy.
What do you think
don't know about
these now?
He's probably getting the bioethics is really what it is.
He
knows that
for the bioethics to push it. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah,
well, especially with the E-strike gone, I think so. There's 1 bioethics and 1 face down.
Yeah. Now this is not GG just yet. Remember, Wes has various ways to get out of this. He can definitely touch R&D, so he can craft a turn around and ensure this win goes for him. Kenny definitely does have the odds for him with the triple EMP.
Yeah, it's really nice.
I mean,
with Chairman Hero on the board, yes.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah, maybe he can just go for the win here. It would be tough though with only 3 cards in hand. Can definitely film critic something. I think almost everything's probably in archives at this point.
Yeah.
Oof.
No doubt.
Love to get rid of the hero at this point. And the Moons isn't even good anymore, right? He's gonna be
No, oh my gosh. I mean, unless he Jacksons and tries to draw the agendas, but like
Yeah. That's getting dangerous too. It's like almost unpoppable. It's getting close. Not to quite to that point, but Kenny probably should pop it.
Yeah, because so far we can confirm. I believe there was 3 future perfects in the archives, and I think there's like 1 or 2 obokatas. I can't remember
Probably,
exact numbers. Yeah.
I bet you most of the agenda points are in archives right now.
Oh, okay. Well, Wes is really sealing
Oh,
the hammer on his fate right here.
yep. He can't get the bioethics.
Nope, definitely not. He can't run the archives. He doesn't have the money to do this.
Are you feeling this is game right here?
I feel like this is the turn. This is the game. This is where we're gonna see. And Kenny, after a rocky start, after a rigged hand, gonna be able to pull this out. Way to stabilize. It's pretty impressive. And you watch these players, and you think of these decks being, the way it is oppressive, but I have a deja vu. Nah, it doesn't do nothing here. Wes doesn't have to discard 2 cards here.
Oh.
Well, Josh sending a friendly message to you.
That's fair.
Feel like he has a lot of love for you. But then you go back to what I was saying, like at a high level when you see these players play, this is the kind of stuff you don't expect. It's very unorthodox. A typical player might have installed and tried autopilot to get the bioethics online. We can see here sometimes that's this is the difference between great players. They can really deviate against what typically needs to be done and find a creative way to go about it.
For sure, most definitely.
Yeah. So we're gonna see a crush here. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be a double res. He's gonna have to try get rid of 1 more and force curfew. They have free current. Woo.
Ooh.
Gonna bump out that card.
Yep, this is it.
That's it. And he concedes.
Yep.
That's the game. Ooh, wow.
Really tough.
You know what?
Done. Well done.
That's well done. I did not expect to go this way. I'm very impressed on both sides. Like that was a tough game. That was a tough game for Kenny, but he clawed out of it.
Yeah, really
he told
well
people
played.
to go back to work and force the curfews on them.
Yep. Fought through the triple E strike. Just really well done. Just bided his time. West didn't have a lot of time to draw. And then, it doesn't have a lot of econ to begin with. And just eventually caught up to him. He couldn't slums everything. And the hero did his job. Like, if, Chairman Hero did work.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's see the West Coast. We're going to get him back on here. And man, West did quite a bit. There was quite a bit of cards removed from the game. We got 7 cards, 5 of them because of West.
Team.
All right, we're gonna get West Coast onto here now. Let's get them discussing. Give them 4 minutes.
All right, so Kenny crushing it.
Kenny crushing. King crusher over here.
IG undefeated in the tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah, IG's pretty good deck.
Pretty good deck.
But now we're sending in the wild card, right?
Wild card.
Are we?
It's that time.
Bring in the monster truck.
That's what we talked about.
What's the other alternative?
Yeah, Corp. Yeah.
Yeah.
We only have 2 people left, so it's either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So our matchups are CI against GLR Max,
Which we don't
Ely
want to
against
do.
IG, Titan against DLR Max.
Leela against IG, so it's got to
Leela
be
against IG.
Titan.
So
Yeah.
Titan is probably the best.
Yeah. Okay, we'll do Titan.
We'll just hit PYL 2 times.
Titan it is.
Everything. Yeah.
Do you have people in your deck?
Don't on the stream. I don't give them away.
Don't tell them we have PYL. All right, cool. We're good. We're gonna play Titan versus DLR Max.
All that stuff.
All right. Well, looks like the discussion was pretty short this time. They decided they know what they want.
Yep.
See Titan. See Andrew.
It sounds
throwing
good.
up
They-
some
I don't,
hot
I don't think they
peppers.
had a lot of options left, right? I mean, they were pretty well narrowed down.
Yeah, we already discussed and we know the game plan. We heard it already from them themselves. They want Haley CI to be the anchor of this tournament for them. So we're gonna see Andrew Cortez go in with Titan. He's gonna fight against DLR Max. Now, the interesting thing about Titan, and I've seen this at Gen Con, Titan now has options to be able to score from just 1 credit. So we'll see, if Andrew can really pull out the BS that really is Wayland.
Yeah,
Make Wayland great again.
Right. I don't know how well that deck is going to be able to hold up against Siphon Spam. Maybe it can outrace it. Maybe it can defend against it. Maybe it'll be too fast. I think Fast Advance does have a shot against the DLR. But yeah, I mean, Kenny doing work, and Kenny maybe will sweep it out with these degenerate decks here. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, remember, the biggest thing that Wayland has in their arsenal is they have Whoredom. So they do have options to at least slow down like the early Siphons. They're going to force the Black Orchestra to come in, and Whoredom with 3 advanced encounters not only is going to help them in the regard as to protect themselves, they can also help them fast advance through Intricate Light. We'll have a chance to take a look quickly in a moment at Andrew's deck, and I'm excited to see a Wayland on stream. But this is going to be pretty interesting. We're going to see a DLR Max. And Kenny might just bring it home for the team. Like he's in a strong position for the East Coast.
I would agree. Yep, this is kind of the last run for DLR, right? It's going to be rotating out, and I think it's just really well positioned. Like if people aren't on blacklists, if they're not on, I don't know what other good tech cards against that deck. Maybe Chrysium Grid. Like blacklist would be really tough against it, right? I don't, and yeah. I maybe Wes was on it with ETF. I don't know if anyone else had an answer for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and also I remember usually Titans they play a bit defensively, so Chrysium Grids might be an option that we see here. We might see not only just ice, we might, who knows, we see like a sealed vault, but they have a lot of options to go around. And don't forget, there's also ways for them to remove the board state. They have Hunter Seekers. There's a lot of options that Wayland can enforce here that might just catch Kenny offhand. Kenny knows how to play against a lot of these top decks, but he might not just know how to play against Wayland.
Right, and let's throw in, I'm looking at the deck list now. I really don't want to say anything.
Yeah.
This is also Cortez, Clan CTZ, Chieftain, and he's always known for spice. And like I said, sometimes that can throw people off. So we'll see what comes out of this deck. Maybe it'll help him out. I don't know. But those factors, I mean, I'm hoping the West Coast grabs at least one more win here, to keep it somewhat close. We'll see how it goes. And I'm sure the West Coast is hoping that CTZ pulls one out for him here.
Yeah, so see what happens. East Coast seem pretty comfortable.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to bring up the donations. Thanks, everyone, for donating, by the way. I'm going to read off. I got a few more people to thank. I'm just going to go down the list of everyone who donated here. You jump in the stream here. We can start this game, but I'll just read off Eric Petaplace. Thank you. Richard Harris. V. Herman. Todd Wild. Reed Wilson. Daniel Nichols. Luke Rule. Nicholas Braun. Zach Cavus. Alex Park. Jonas Wilson. Thank you. Robert Maynard. Anthony Hoppins. Matt Velick. Jim Van Fleet. Jeffrey Schlagheck. Stephen Woolley. Brian Cronin. James Colley, Vincent Vic Petit, Sarah Martin, Michael Lawson, Gustavo Bolivar, Noah Chapman, Sanjay Kolkachek, and Peter Woodward. Those are our donators to date, and thank you everyone for watching, and thank you for donating to the stream. Maybe we can talk to people about their charities coming up here. We'll see.
Yeah, 100%. And I just want to, before we move on to the next game, just thank everyone who's come out and made this event successful. We see a consistent number of people watching right now, about going up and down between 100 plus 100, a little bit under, but a lot of people in the chat. And I wish I could, I'm reading this chat and I really want to acknowledge everyone. And we care so much and thank you for support. But we're just trying to focus so much on casting the game for those who are watching it after. And we definitely are seeing the messages, but thank you so much for being part of this. This has been a great event so far, and I hope you're enjoying the rest of the content.
Indeed. Twitch chat, you the real MVP.
You the real MVP.
All right, let's do this.
So the players are in the game. They're waiting anxiously on us to get this going.
Indeed. Forced memes are coming.
Forced memes are coming. So we're going to see what's happening.
We'll wait for them to fire this up, and we'll get going. If you donated, just to let you know, prize support ETFs will be going out this week. I can show those on stream here in the next thing. And purple and pink dice when I get them. I should get them within a few weeks here. Those are going to be for King of Servers at Worlds this year. But if you donated, you'll get them before the people at Worlds. So congrats to you.
Lucky.
They are hot.
Hot peppers. All
hot
right.
Peppers. Here we go. CTZ hot pepper here.
Whoa, look at this.
Nice
Hedge fund ice IPO. That's a start. That's a start if I ever saw one. That's better than triple E-strike. I'll tell you that much.
I don't know about that.
My gosh. What kind of rude crap was that? Well, Kenny's going to start building his board state. So, all right, in this matchup, we're going to know Titan's going to try to get supports going out. We're going to see some ice walls, which is pretty good. So we know, understanding DLR max, they really don't have a lot of ways to consistently get in the server. So if Andrew really wants to, you can even try to force out this GFI early on.
Right, exactly.
Oh, but never mind. Too late. Paperclips in the bin
Oof.
from the inject.
Big.
So Kenny, I'm pretty sure he's not going to dish these paparazzis. He probably will install one at some point. I'm fairly certain.
May need it if he can't land a siphon. So.
So this is a tough hand. This inject really didn't give him much of like everything he wanted. He could just install the same old thing. He can install Scrubber, but Scrubber's not going to do much here.
Just
so
keep drawing. Hand. Just keep drawing, perhaps. No siphon pressure yet. That's what he really wants. I think he's looking for a res. Not going to res on this. Maybe he just drops a DLR here.
Yeah, he's going to res on this. Kenny, let's see if he installs his paperclip. That's the debate for him right now. He's going to be able to get an access. Yeah, there you go. Gonna get the break. Get in. Touches GFI. Wow.
Oof.
That's tough.
That's a gift.
And gets a dealer. That's a gift and a half I ever saw one. Holy moly.
I'd say better lucky than good, but Kenny Deacons is pretty good. So if you have both, then you're really fortunate.
Yeah, you're pretty good.
Half of this is not going to be needed.
Gonna look for that. Didn't find it.
But we do see an option in there that may catch Kenny off guard, right?
Oh, there we go. We saw, but just one turn too late.
Yep.
All right.
Yep, one click late. That's okay. Kenny does have the answer in hand, though, for that, right? He has a few answers.
He has a few answers. So, I mean, if we see the tags following him, Kenny's just going to defensively bring it back up.
Going to try. This is my argument why I like Mercs over that. I have personal preference, but if Andrew could blast through the paparazzis, he can kill him. Whereas with the Mercs, they can't just kill the Mercs. They have to kill everything and the Mercs. You know, when you drop a Mercs with like 12 tokens, they cannot kill you.
Yeah, you're just sitting there laughing. They're like, ooh, they're hostile.
Yeah, the paparazzi you can get through. Yeah, the hostile's going down now, I think. But he's wide open the siphon. If Kenny gets a siphon on board here at any point, it could be really bad.
Yeah, and once he gets his hostile, he's gonna, getting an HQ is gonna be pretty free. So it looks like he's opting not to do that. He's gonna hedge fund and put the sapper on the HQ. Not a bad move.
No, I would
discard the ice wall. Ice wall is definitely useless at this point.
Yes.
All right, there's a siphon, so that's good. He threw out the defense on the HQ at the right time.
Do you think Kenny smells the kill?
Ooh, does Kenny smell it? I'm pretty sure Kenny smells it.
If Andrew has enough money, he could biotic and double boom him for 12 credits, right?
Yeah, but if the paparazzi's there, then it doesn't matter, right?
Well, of course, he's got to get through that. But Kenny's got to smell the boom, though. If he doesn't respect it, maybe he doesn't.
Like it's a wrestling show, you just smell the boom.
Can you smell what the Cortez is cooking here?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Very spicy, because it has become popular. There was a Reddit deck recently that had one boom out of Titan Fast Advance. Looks like here we go. This is what we kind of thought.
Yep.
No Chrysium grid defense yet.
Fortunately, it's not going to be the best because paperclip being the breaker that it is.
It will cost Kenny money, but Kenny's going to get it all back.
Yeah. Kenny doesn't care.
But, with the Beanstalk and the Hostile, Andrew's not in terrible shape money-wise. He's not going to get completely floored here with cash.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, is Kenny going to Deja Siphon again? I assume.
Yeah, he's not. Oh, yeah, he even had the...
Yeah, he's got to come back, because he's got to keep him down.
Okay.
And then Paparazzi?
Paparazzi? Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
There's no way. This is tough because now Andrew's in a tough spot. Like, if he tries to go for the paparazzi, Kenny's gonna just bring it back. Kenny's just gonna bring it back Deja Vu.
I know. Oh, he has a second one in hand too. So yeah, Kenny had a really good draw against this deck. Andrew could have had a really nice out on him, but this is gonna hurt.
Yeah, this is tough.
one Fall Guy, the wireless net, and a second paparazzi and like I said, a deja vu, just bad times.
There you go.
So instead of getting siphoned out here, he's just spending it this way, which I think is ideal.
So, Kenny's got 5 clicks here. Oh, he's got a Fall Guy. What a jerk. Oh my god. What are you doing?
Poor Andrew. Oh, and another wireless net, yes.
My
and
god.
the DLRing is beginning. Yeah.
Get out of here. You.
And I mean, he guess he can score a hostile here and get up in credits.
Yeah, they get siphoned again.
Right.
Oh my
Or you just
lord.
beanstalk and trash. I mean, it seems like you're going to just get burned out here. I think he's got to go for the money here.
Yeah, he's going for the money. All right, watch. He's going to get siphoned off the top. Oh, no. This is deja
same
vu.
old siphon. Yep. Yeah, tough times. Kenny had a pretty good start, especially against this deck. He got the pieces he needed, played it well, and Siphon's going to help him win the game. Like a lot of games.
Like a lot of games, yep. Well, it's going to land this Siphon. We're going to see what happens. Yep. 2 bad pubs going to make this ever so much more value. And he's just running the DLR. There's Alice, but unfortunately you can't biotic it out, so that's not going to happen.
No, sadly not.
So we can already tell what Andrew is wanting. If you can't tell from the other side, he's just trashing all these pieces.
He's just trying to hold. He's trying to dig through. He realizes his only out is the kill. He doesn't realize there's another paparazzi in hand.
Oh my lord.
Well, the Levy moved the other paparazzi away, though, but the Fall Guy and the wireless net, it's just going to keep coming here. 2 more wireless net.
This is the rudest I've seen. Oh my god.
Very rude.
What is this? Well, discards that. That pavilion.
This is kind of going as you'd expect. You know, Andrew really needed a Chrysium grid. Really would have been huge because I believe early on Kenny did not have the money to take it out and then come back right away. And Andrew just didn't see it. Maybe somewhere down in these milled cards. But I think he had one in the deck. I'll have to take a look. There was one. And, well, that's hard to find.
Yeah. It's funny. Yeah, I'm seeing the chat right now. Just talking about Kenny is the NPE Hatamoto.
Yes.
Hot tomato.
Yeah, Kenny needs to be put on the MWL tier 2, I would say. It was a good start for him.
Look at this. You got another Fall Guy? What is this? Wow. Yeah, Kenny's going to mill him up before it's too late.
Yep.
I mean, before he can even get these booms on, so.
Exactly.
Unfortunate. Ski mask, Kenny. What is this? This is like watching paint dry. I think paint dry is worse than this. Let's just be honest. Guys.
I mean, this deck will be gone, but is it like... Were you ever concerned that decks like this drove out a lot of players? People like, you know, your more casual players or just people in general don't like the IG, don't like the decks we've seen today, Diaper, this deck, you know, DLR. Like, were you ever concerned that these have been really bad for the game and should have been more addressed?
Yes and no. So there's certainly, you know, a myriad of issues that have come about, but it also depends on your meta too, right? Like if you also have to have a meta that's also understanding what it's doing to itself. Right? And the fortunate thing about Toronto is we've always had very intelligent players who understand the result of what they're doing. They don't want to drive players away. They want to be able to come out on a Wednesday night, have a beer, and play a game.
Right.
So Kenny's going to win this. He's going to take it 8 points to Andrew's 2. That's the game.
Oof, tough.
Moving on to... This could potentially be a 5-1 sweep. I mean, we both could have predicted wrong here.
Sweep here, yeah.
This could have been it.
Didn't expect this good of a run, but man, Kenny's been killing it.
Damn, he's good.
He is really good.
Well, Andrew did what he could there, but the draw definitely wasn't in his favor.
Like, if it was just we were one same old thing trash away maybe from a completely different result here. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's right. Actually, is there any need for strategy here? Because... Yeah, you know, we'll still pull him in.
Yeah, if you want to, they want to talk. Maybe let Joseki talk about his charity real quick. We're going to,
we'll
just look at the standings here real quick. What we're doing with the money, we're going to just do a 60-40 split to the charities of the captain's choices.
Here's
we can
Joseki.
we can let him talk about his, and then I can talk about Jonas's if we never get back to him or have him on later at the end to talk about it.
What's going on, John?
Not much. Kenny's sick at Netrunner, so that's been a problem for us.
Yep.
I'm gonna play CI against his max deck.
That makes sense. That makes sense. No, I don't think there's much of a discussion here, but we want to make sure we talk about the charities that we're contributing to. And I know you have chosen a charity for your side. Would you like to just have a few words about that before we go into the next game?
Yeah, for sure. The charity I didn't actually know what charity to do when I first did this. And I was looking for I was Googling around and being like, God, I'm a vegetarian. Maybe I'll do an animal charity. And then someone was like, oh, I think Jonas is going to do an animal charity. And I was like, fuck, I can't do an animal charity. And then someone in our chat, so Brian, who volunteers 20 hours a week for Citizens Climate Lobby. So he was like, well, I would highly recommend this one. But they're mostly a local and in DC lobbying group that's mostly about knowledge and information. So locally, Brian does tons of stuff volunteering at local events, just raise awareness about climate change. And also this is, at least to his mind, one of the few climate groups that's actually investing the great majority of its money in lobbying in DC and actually getting Congress to change things about climate regulation.
Oh, it's amazing. Huh. Well, thank you so far, for your team's contribution and, definitely choosing that charity. We've enjoyed the games we've seen so far, and certainly it's always very refreshing, to hear the West Coast discussion. If you have a chance to listen to East Coast discussion, it's pretty enlightening, John, so you can let everyone know on the West Coast to listen to that after. But good luck in this game, and we'll hope to see more.
Let's see if I can do it. Thanks.
You can do it. Yeah. Good luck, buddy. All right. So pretty cool charity that we're hearing about. And the split. If you can share maybe on the West Coast side, Scott, before we jump into the game, what in case we don't have a chance to get Jonas on here, what's a West Coast charity going to? East Coast. Sorry.
Yeah, we can have them on at the end too. Maybe we'll have a little chat between the teams or whatever. Jonas is, I believe he's a vegetarian as well. I guess we had an all vegetarian Netrunner bowl here, and I can definitely sympathize. I was a vegetarian for quite a while, and I still kind of hold it to my heart, try to, still lean that direction. I mean, that also leans in the climate science, eating animals. But anyhow, I'm not going to go down that route. So Jonas is donating to animalsanctuary.org is the website. Poplar Springs Animal Sanctuary. I believe he's worked with them or he's visited them. It's local to his area, I believe in the Maryland, Baltimore area. Looks like an animal sanctuary. Doing a bunch of other things, probably some maybe some local activism out there. Anyhow, that's what Jonas picked, and he could probably give you a little more info on that. We'll have him on later to talk about it.
Perfect. Awesome. Looks like the players are in the game. And we certainly want to hear more about that charity when Jonas gets on. But we're going to jump back into the game. The players are ready. We got loaded up. We got CI, cerebral imaging versus Max. So we're going to see what's happening. We're going to get them to get started. And how do you predict this match was going to be, Scott?
Oh, I would think pretty bad for the CI deck. I'm not sure. It could be interesting. CI does want pieces and parts in the discard. I think it comes down to if and when the siphons land. And we know Joseki is an expert CI player, but man, siphon and the one E-Strike, too, could make a huge difference. We'll see if that comes up. I don't know. I just feel like Siphon and CI is tough.
So my belief in this matchup is that Joseki has a huge chance to win this game. Reason being, knowing from Kenny's build, he only has one of every breaker. So
one eater?
He has one eater. That's it. That's
okay, that could be big.
It's not 3 eaters, not 2 eaters. It's just the one.
Sure.
So Jisaki's going to have a slot opening from here. As you can see, he's already even debating what cards to discard, but he put the vanilla already on HQ, right? So Kenny either has to find that Eater right off the bat, or he has to find that vanilla. That paperclip to break through the vanilla to land the siphons. Also, too, he has to find the siphons to be able to do that. So currently as is, Kenny, beyond that, the only tech he has that's going to fight against CI, beyond Siphon, is going to be Employee Strike.
Mm-hmm.
So,
True.
Knowing this, this deck is really fast. This deck is all the cards all about is about drawing the entire deck, and we know Joseki understands his outs, and I trust him to know what he needs to do here. And he's gonna go through this really fast. We already see a Siphon discarded, which is gonna be pretty good.
And you know what? I believe this is based on his Gen Con deck, and they were kind of prepping for a lot of Employee Strike, and I believe he's on 4 currents in his deck, and we already see one. So even the Employee Strike, that's not going to help Kenny at all, and I don't know if he realizes that. So that you can take that option off the table. To me, it's just going to come down to whether or not he can siphon efficiently.
Yeah. So you see Kenny's going to be discarding a bunch of cards. He's trying to go through really fast. He's injecting.
So he got the Employee Strike, and he's going to probably lean on that, but it's not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
Or not. Wait.
Yeah, he got the Enforced Curfew in hand, so
he played
John
it.
I remember John talking about this deck. He can put up to 4 or 5 currents if he wants to. So this deck is pretty flexible in what he wants to do.
Yep. So they're going to have a little current battle here, and John doesn't have another one though. Sadly, he can tip. He has card draw. He's got to get to it. Oh no.
Ooh.
Oh well. Now what? Now this is bad. Howard, reuse, just throw stuff away. Do you actually draw one more time and hope for the best? What do you do in this spot now?
This is tough because if he draws one more and whiffs, he's going to be discarding a bunch of tech cards, and he does not want to do this. Now, CI can get away with doing just 2 Jacksons. It's a more complicated combo. It's going to be something that's more intensive, but John is not shy from this. John has done this. I've heard him been able to even combo off 1 Jackson. He's found ways to creatively do this. So John's going to take a moment to think about this, what he can do. He's going to have to figure out how to play around this. But it is very risky. I don't advise against drawing here. This is not the draw you want.
This just hurts, though. Like, you run 4 currents. You're almost halfway through your deck. And you only saw 1. I mean, just some bad luck. Yep, this is what I kind of figured. Why risk? Good call. Like, don't risk the draw. Just make some money, stock up, and rebuild.
That's right. So he's going to discard a bunch of cards.
Get down to 5.
He may even just get rid of the Jackson, honestly. He can play around, not needing the Jacksons.
I think you go down, you just hold 1, right? Or to get rid of both. Yeah. Hold 1, I'd say.
Now, I know what John has said before in the past, that blue level is actually just a good card on turn 1. He doesn't care about blue levels into the mid or late game, so he's content to throw those away.
Right. Those are not useful now. They're not helping you now.
Yeah.
Kenny has time. He's just going to build, maybe get a same old thing out there, or just he doesn't care. Okay.
John had to give away 2 agendas here. So that's pretty tough.
That helps Kenny. Just a little buffer here. Makes it a little harder for John to score, but...
Oh, so this is interesting. John can either Biotic out of Retrievers, or he can just Archive Memories and get another current out. I think the best bet here is maybe actually just Bioticing out the agenda. It's going to make the combo a little bit easier for him. He only has to do 5 points. He doesn't have to do 7 points through the score. So
I would tend to agree with you. There's not a risk of Siphon currently, and you don't really care. I think you're right. I think it's a good call. Then use the Howard next turn. Ooh.
Oh no, he wants to do it. So he really wants to save the money.
Okay, so he has the Archive Memories for the current. So he wants to save it. He wants to save his hand. I think he wants to do the 7 points.
Wait, why did he discard a card?
No need to discard. Should we tell him this?
Yeah, don't discard. There you go.
He got it.
He got it. We're good. We're a premier level event.
Yeah, we're good players. We're not going to win through chicanery here, so.
Yeah.
John's just feeling a little pressure, I'm sure. Just a little, He's got to beat their whole team. Just about.
It's no big deal. You can do it.
No big
deal. We're good.
Here we go. Current war as Lucas intended.
Look better.
Ooh, best defense, though. There's a good tech card against a Siphon or Tag Riding deck.
Yeah.
Intriguing. So what has he used so far? He's down 2 same olds and 1 Deja. Okay. Yeah. Still in great shape. Yeah.
To explain the reason why best defense exists in the deck, the deck also wants tech against Shaper players who play Sakon.
Yes.
And that's exactly what it hits, right? So
totally. You can recur it, right? Because it's so hard to fight through Satcon Clot, right?
Oh, there's a scarcity. Wow. The
Whoa.
lucky draw. That was the ballsy move. Oh my
That's a
gosh.
1x in that deck, and man, is that huge against DLR, because Kenny has not started this setup at all, and DLR is a ton of resources. So
All right. Well,
DLR Max hates seeing Blacklist. I think they hate this card more. Yeah,
oh my
you had to get
god.
rid of that ASAP.
This is ridiculous. This game has been a game of currents, you know.
Is that
First
the
to
6th
R.
current played? 7th?
Oh my lord, what is this? Who made this game?
I also think he needs that Howard down there to start getting some recursion for these currents and get the archive memories back.
Yeah. Oh, there's enforced curfew.
yet,
He's
not
gonna
yet.
get the deja vu. Ooh, is that a stim hack? Interesting.
And-
oh my gosh.
That's a just in case you have to get into a remote card, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
He keeps checking.
Right.
No DLR yet. Doesn't even have the opportunity to.
Whew.
Currents.
Current wars.
John
We're
Smart on
doing
the
it.
4 currents here. I think you got a Howard here.
I think you got a biotic here.
Oh,
honestly.
just get rid of it. Yeah, I think you're right. That's the better play.
You
can't
cannot miss this. This is
How many
too
currents
much.
has John seen? 3?
John's seen 2, 3. Yeah, 3 currents.
3 of the 4. I think they were even playing around with 5. I don't think they're on that high. I'm going to look real quick. Not 5.
Let's take a look.
There
Here,
are
I'll
so
look
many
with
tech
you.
slots.
Let's see. There's 1 scarcity and 3 enforced. There's 4. 4 currents.
So they've seen 75%. Yep, so they have the ability to blow through here. That's the nice thing having the 3/2s in there, which you're going to lose in rotation, but this deck is kind of dead then anyhow.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're not going to see another employee strike, thankfully.
We're not?
Not coming back.
Yeah,
as
Kenny
of
has
yet.
the levy
There-
in hand, so that's nice.
He has one more deja vu in the deck, but
Does he want to draw to it, do you think? Or just keep building here while the scarcity's not out?
ooh,
Oh,
He's
levy
go-
now.
oh.
He wants to get the current recursion going
yeah,
immediately.
he's not going to hit it. He's not going to hit any of it.
He better hope he hits it though, because he still hasn't set up at all resource-wise, and he's losing a lot of time here. I don't know what Joseki needs, but he only needs 5 points. I don't know what he needs to win. I'm not an expert in this deck. I've never played it, so I'm sure you should probably take the wheel here on this one.
All right. Well, so for Joseki here, really, he wants to get rid of these shipment from Sands, and he can't get them out of his hand unless he has a reuse. He's already used 1 reuse, so legitimately, he's gonna have to spend more money, or discard them manually from hand. So really, he really wants to get these out of hand. You need it in the AD combo, and he wants to score. He has all the agendas he has in the hand that he needs to do this. So he can just score out the efficiency committee and the GFI, but he just needs to get these combo pieces into the discard, and he's got to get to near 0, where he can just get his deck to 0 and get his combo going.
Are you saying he just has too many? He has too much money right now.
He has too much money, which
Right.
is sometimes a problem because he wants to get rid of these shipment from Sands. And see, there we go. You see, we're gonna see the card, the deck drawing here.
One thing
That's
that hurt
exactly what-
Kenny on that early levy, not too early though, is he didn't have any breakers out. So now he's got to hope to get him. There's a second one coming in. Like he won't be able to run, but he got the E strike. Pretty clutch.
Pretty clutch.
But I mean, once again, do we have a biotic? We don't have another biotic, so we do. So he could even push through with the Vitruvius to get rid of it, and then he has to score just
has to score GFI. That's all he does. Yeah.
Or
So-
2 other agendas, whatever. So
It's not a bad look. It is definitely not a bad look to. Ooh, he's gonna go for that. That's fine. That's doesn't really care. He can get that trashed.
Let him lose all of his money. Yeah, let him. Right? Have Kenny go broke here. Would you say?
Yeah, can it go broke is a good thing. It's a good thing for John right now. He doesn't care about this Jackson because you remember, he's not slubbing it. He can get it back. He has a variety of options to get this going. What John cares about right now is actually if he gets employee strike, which I'm most likely I think what may happen here. He's just going to biotic score another Vitruvius, and then he's just going to go for the final score, which is GFI, and that's a super easy score.
Yep.
You can just do 1 pile, and that's going to get it done.
Exactly. Like you don't think you want to waste 1 Howard here to throw currents back, do you? Or a biotic?
No, you just don't care. Like honestly, like he's so close to. So the reason why you biotic here and you score Vitruvius, it brings you down the money, which gets you the score. That's not only the important part. It gets you the shipment from Sands out of hand. You need to be able to discard that. That has to be in the discard. You cannot have these in hand.
Sure.
Yeah. So
I know he was fighting a current war, and we know the cards come up randomly for Max, but fighting the current war has cost Kenny the ability to siphon, right? Like, not landing a siphon against this deck is, I feel like, almost a death knell.
Yeah, I mean,
there's no DLR pressure.
No DLR pressure, not at all. Nope. The levy, as ballsy as it was, is actually hurting Kenny.
Yep, it was a turn early. I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
so
what do you just really want to get the employee strikes back ASAP? I don't know.
Yeah.
Just look and shuffle. It's fine.
And just to answer your question, Treebeard, like he doesn't have the reuse in hand anymore. No. So remember that. Like his reuse has already been used, and there's no more reuse in the deck. He
could Howard it back though, right, and hope to draw for it.
Yeah, but you can use it Howard to do that kind of thing. That's not a problem. It's just really if you score this this Retrievers, the final score is going to even cost you $1 because the shipment for Guguya and the 2 shipment for Sands, all you really need is a Jackson and AD. All you need. All right, so in this card, we see 1 Kaguya. That means there's 2 more in the deck. Oh, looks like he's gonna trash the Jackson. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you just biotic through this employee strike here, like you said. That's probably the way it does.
Yeah. And I think that's a safer way to go about this because we know Kenny can't get into HQ. He doesn't have the money to spring into it. So I'm very doubtful that's even a line Kenny considers. No. I think John's play, definitely, I feel like that's a really good play for him. It's going to put him in a sense where he can discard some of these cards he just doesn't need right now.
Sure. I think Kenny realizes he's in a really bad spot. He has no board
you know
state.
What? I could even be wrong here. I think, you know what? John might be able to just go off here.
Right, yeah, and the Stern.
He sees something beyond what I do.
Maybe. Like I said, I don't know the combos or the paths, so I'm just along for the CI ride here, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I'm thinking about this. Let's see, what is it? Does a Biotic to install Jackson to draw a few times?
Mm-hmm.
There's a few ways to go about this. So I'm definitely I'm a scum lord, not quite a CI lord. We'll see what happens. But this was an interesting back and forth. Kenny, unfortunately, started as the turn 1 runner with his 0 board here.
Yep.
Just really putting 2 cards out in play.
Super hard.
Yeah, this is a tough matchup for DRM, actually. She really needs to be able to strike first, and with the way Kenny has built the deck, doesn't get you the breakers online as fast as you can.
Yeah. Kenny almost had an out. If it wasn't for... the reuse got him some points and hurt. The fact that Joseki didn't get a current there, but it wasn't a death knell. A Siphon Lock obviously would have been more of a death knell.
Mm-hmm.
So... a lot of outs in that CI deck. A lot of tech cards. I got to respect all those currents. I think that's a great call in this environment because the sad thing is that's why Employee Strike, I almost think it should be Tier 1 MWL because it has so much splash damage. There are decks maybe it's really useful against. There are decks, but then there are some that suffer so greatly from seeing it that it's just sad that it even exists.
Well, it really restricts, when they make box designs, they design the IDs itself.
Right.
It really that card just stops, what you're trying to play.
To me, the Corp relies on their ID much more than the runner, for their strategy, 100%. And it's just so 100%. To blanket that is ridiculous.
Yeah. I'm always lying to myself when I think I can figure out the whole combo out. I just go for it usually.
Yeah.
Okay, John.
I don't. Well, he's the last guy, so he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to risk it. I don't think, and lose on it. But if he's got it, he usually just goes for it, right? He does have time. He doesn't have to push it hard. But if he thinks he has it, he has plenty of time to math it out. I don't think anyone cares. Although Kenny seems to be in a hurry here, but.
Is he?
No, I don't know. We're moving pretty quick here. We've been on now about 3 hours. Thanks for sticking with us, or if you just joined, welcome. West Coast is down to 1 player left, and the East Coast has only lost their first player.
Yep. It's been a pretty strong East Coast showing.
Man, Kenny he's been a beast.
He's going at it. He's just crushing people with both sides too. It hasn't been just one side, so he's been being very good on both Corporation and Runner.
Totally. I got to give a shout out to Brian Cronin and Andrew Cortez's stream, San Francisco. If you haven't checked it out, pretty absurdist, pretty funny, and whenever they lose, they like to point out that the opponent was using Notepad.exe to like track the game and track everything. They've even called you on that, I believe, because taking notes is illegal in Netrunner. We can't prove that, so I'm not saying Kenny was on Notepad, but if the cries of that came out afterwards, I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm on a Mac, so I don't have Notepad.
Well, whatever the Mac version is, I don't know, what is it called? Note?
I don't know, man.
I don't know, something.
It's just like targeted marketing. You got to call the right card. If you don't call the right card, you ain't getting $10. You can't just blank it out.
Okay,
The card that gets money.
Fair
okay,
enough.
sure. What's the name?
Fair enough. I had 2 people at Gen Con blast through a targeted marketing, by the way. It felt good.
Yeah.
Felt good.
Wait, they just like forget it and you just play the cards that you called.
No, when you call Temujin and they're just like, well, I gotta play this card, so.
All right.
Even though they had a Temujin on the board, I'm like, I'm calling Temujin. I don't want to see a second one follow this one.
Yeah. Yeah. Whew, there we go.
He's going for it. All right. Enjoy the ride. Take over the commentary, or we can just let it roll through and let's see what happens here. So he's making a pile.
Oh, he's got it. He's got it. So here it is.
He's
He's just burning these cards. He doesn't care about it. Right. He's gonna use the Jackson to shuffle in, and he's gonna score the GFI. He's gonna hold on. What's going on here? I don't think about it. He has pieces in hand. Once again.
Yes, that is unfortunate. So normally you're saying you use the reuse to get rid of those pieces.
I guess he uses Rec Order here. He uses interns and a Biotic. Yeah, there's Biotic. Oh, it's double Biotic. He's going fancy.
Oh, he has the money. That's when CI has money, they can get as many clicks as they want, really, right?
Yeah. Oh, he's gonna double. He's gonna interns from hand then. Yeah, he's gonna interns from hand. Get the Jackson out of the table.
Sure.
There you go.
Sure.
He's gonna then what? Fire a reuse. Yeah, he's going a lot. He's got this. So what he's going to do here is going to do a reuse and do another interns for the third Jackson on the table.
Yep.
And then really just do anything he wants after that.
Yeah.
And then the final pile is going to be Shipment Sense, and Kaguya.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can just reuse his entire hand if you want to, honestly. You can, what's it? The Emptied Mind.
There you go. Good lord.
Just keep 180 in hand so you can do.
Looking good. We got a few more donations that came in here. I'm going to rattle them off. Stephen Ebry donated. Thank you so much. Corey Deers. Sorry if I'm the mispronunciation. Thank you for your generous donation. Archer Taylor donated. Albert Park donated to us. And finally, Kirk Duran wanted to shout out West Coast is best coast. Thank you for all the donations. We are now over $750 today. Thanks again. It's really kind of you. Really nice.
It's absolutely amazing what this community does. I mean, we talk about how sometimes we be a small niche, and we don't get the love sometimes we deserve, but it's still important to recognize when the fact that the community continues to give out to others and those in need. So much appreciation. This community is the reason why I keep coming back. So never forget, what you do on a daily basis. Positive, keeping it going. It's going to help every player in every regard. So thank you.
Yeah, and it just looks good for the game and looks good for our community. It's really nice. I mean, we don't have the following, obviously, of like video games or whatever. Like Aaron Andrews noted that a friend of his or a friend of his wife's is a Halo streamer, and his wife's mom had breast cancer, and the guy just did a charity stream and raised like $25,000. So it's just like, sadly, we're not at that level of viewership, but everyone who's donated, I mean, based on our numbers, is just super generous, and we really appreciate it. Oh, do we have a little discrepancy here? So he uses the reuse to get a ton of money back, right?
Yeah, no, Kenny was just so Jinteki is a little bit weird in terms of like how it resolves cards
versus for accelerated. You're saying?
Yeah. So what happened was Kenny was concerned that he had played the Exo Diagnostics to get Reclamation Order.
Okay.
And was concerned that he took the Exo Diagnostics from the card that was resolving.
Oh, because it goes to the discard before you finish the accelerated. You're saying?
Yeah, because like XR Diagnostics is currently still on the board, so it's not in the discard yet, so you can't take it back from rec order.
Sure.
So I was just giving clarification. I saw that earlier too, and I was like, just making sure that there's no illegal plays me.
Not that John is going to F this up because, he's a master CI.
Yeah, he's got this.
Yep. All right. Well,
there we go.
Get their second win on the board.
There you go. Emptied mind. Emptied deck.
There we go.
Gets the W. DLR max. Definitely milled the corp, but not in the way that he wanted to.
All right. Well, we've extended our stay here a little bit, much to, I'm sure, people's chagrins who wanted to leave. Sorry. People have been sitting around not playing and just waiting their turn on the East Coast. I apologize, but you're going to bring them in for a little discussion here?
We're going to bring them in for that grade A commentary, that grade A discussion. We're going to hear from their side the calm demeanor.
Except for Josh. He's going to probably call me some names and throw some swear words my way, apparently. Dude, I wasn't going against the East Coast. I was just razzing Kenny, So, well, let's hear from them. Let's hear what they got to say here.
Get all of them in here and see what they say. Oh, there's Josh first. There's Kenny. There's John.
It's me.
Where's John?
It doesn't matter what we do, right?
Great run, Kenny.
Great run, Kenny. Good.
I'm sure the stream enjoyed all that IG.
And DLR.
All right, we're going to give you 4 minutes. Please feel free to discuss.
All right.
Well, it doesn't matter, right?
You shouldn't discuss. Just start reading.
They have one person. So
we get to pick sides at least.
If we lose, we pick the sides every single time.
Yeah, but I mean, who do we want to send Jason in first, just for funsies?
I don't know. Jason said he couldn't win.
Yeah, I mean, we can get some information. The stream gets to see more games. It's fun.
Does the stream want to see more games? Do they want to see Jason go in with the old secret deck?
I mean, no. I guess we can. Yeah. Other options are. I mean, we can put secret in and see how much CI tech he has to figure that out for Jonas. It seems like a reasonable use of Jason. The other option is
he's just bait.
Let's just throw him out there to scout.
Get in there and scout him out, Jason.
The other option is just like
make it take a real long time.
I don't know. Jason can get like 10 accesses in against like CI. It's like he's like 10 or 15% chance to win. Okay, just hard mull for medium.
Yeah, but he can go at the end and get that too.
Yeah, that's true. Well, it's the question: if we want to use him to scout out Haley for Jonas, or do we want to? I mean, Jonas, how much CI tech do you have?
Tech for CI. I mean, I have a reasonable amount of tech, but he can combo through me. He's got his best defenses and stuff like that. Like I can't keep up E-Strike enough to be able to shut him out. Like Siphon isn't going to do a whole lot either. Like if I'm playing Haley versus him, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to go for like an RDI and just go for an axis or like hitting R&D for like 1 or 2 axes just each time. Like I don't like my odds, but like I mean it's just I think.
All right, so I think we want you to play CI against him then.
Yeah, I think I want to play CI.
Okay.
Do I have 2 CBS or 1? That would be good to know.
Josh, what do you want to play? Do you want to play? You want to play Andy?
Andy.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm ready. I'll go in.
Yeah, we can send you in.
Jonas wanted to put me in.
All right, we can do that.
Put him in.
All right, real quick. I was on Jason's Wiz and I beat Joseki at Gen Con. I got lucky, granted, but Jonas,
possible.
It's possible. You got to get medium first turn, like I did. Jonas, did you want to take a minute or two to talk about your charity really quick? Couldn't do it justice.
So my charity is the Poplar Springs Animal Sanctuary. It's located next to the Potomac River in Maryland, like Montgomery County. It does really good work. It will take a lot of farm animals and stuff like that, either ones that are mistreated or a lot of ones that just kind of like get lost or something like that. Like if they're is like bad fencing or they fall off a truck or something like that, people will contact them and say, hey, we got this pig on the freeway or something like that. We're going to come and pick it up. And they take care of a lot of the animals and make sure that they're well fed, well cared for, and just in a really happy place. And they hold a lot of interesting events and stuff like that where they will have people come over and visit and pet with the animals, do a lot of outreach and stuff like that. One of the big things that I'm a fan of is they do this Thanksgiving with the turkeys. So they have a big turkey population there. They also have a lot of like chickens and stuff like that too. So you bring like a kind of a potluck vegan dish or something like that and just get to hang out with the animals on Thanksgiving.
Super cool. Thank you. Thanks for clarifying that, and glad to hear it, man. It sounds really nice.
Looks like Josh has put himself in.
Josh has inserted himself, so despite what the captain or anyone said, he's going into the breach. So
yeah.
Yeah. Are you done with the turkeys?
Come on, you turkey, you
Is
dang
that it?
turkey.
Is that the end of that?
All right.
All right, I'm closing the call.
All right. See ya.
Peace.
Let's go back to our chat.
All right, cool. Well, looks like going to extend this game. But we're deciding to send who? Who's going in?
Josh has entered with his Andy deck. He's opening. He has an employee strike. I think he has at least 2, maybe 3. I'd have to look, but that's probably his main plan, and he can siphon. So he's got
3 of them.
Yep. He's got a lot of tools. Looks like a pretty good opener for CI.
Mm-hmm. Looks like a pretty good opener for Josh too. He actually has. Yeah, this is a really good hand for Josh. I actually like this hand.
I do.
Josh isn't going to be able to throw out the mongoose first and try to check the servers, and if he doesn't see if he sees another breaker that he needs to get in, then you can just get it in with spec order. He's gonna be able to blue moose and get some money going. It may take him like 2 or 3 turns, but I think Josh has a good chance. Like second. Ooh, this hand got even better.
Well,
that got better. How did you?
You think it was better? I thought he had the career fair. He had econ. I don't know if this is better, dude, because of the medium. I think this is worse, to be honest. Really I don't know, but although he has 2 breakers, so he can get the 3rd to siphon immediately. I don't know. He doesn't have any econ though.
This is tough. You are correct.
I thought he should have kept the econ in E-strike hand, but I mean it's up to him.
Oh my! The hot rips. The siphon is gonna
always be ripping.
Always be. Oh my lord! Who did this?
Wow. Nice.
Wow.
That's all you have to do. Just run R&D and score agendas.
I mean, that's how this game works, right?
Easy peasy, man.
Peasy, big for breezy.
That's a ridiculous start. Damn, I'm good. That is the appropriate usage of that phrase. If people aren't on the Netrunner Stim Slack, there is a command. It's exclamation point. Damn, I'm good, and it brings up a Jinteki chat log when Josh just ripped 6 points in a row to win off of R&D.
He ripped 8 points to win. He ripped 8 points, and he did it a second time to someone else.
Oh god!
And then the guy was like, "Damn, you're good."
Yes.
And then he scored the final point, and it was like, "No, that was the wrong time to use it."
Yeah, it's a meme now. It's a meme.
It's a meme.
Oh, and with the Aaron, so now he's getting free draw out of it. Man, that's for what I thought was a bad start. That's probably as idealized as it can get. Now he's looking for other free points in hand here, but now he knows what he needs to siphon.
Yeah, this is
clips in the bin. He doesn't have to care about tags. It's not looking good.
Yep, he's gonna land. Oh no, he can't land the siphon just yet.
Not yet. Next turn.
Would have been tough. Would have been tough if the siphon just landed.
He's got a double ice HQ now.
Jesus Christ! Look at this. He's
leg work.
What the hell?
Yeah, you're right. This is a pretty good hand against CI too.
Yeah.
I'd help though to get 2 rips and 2 Aaron pulls right away.
Yeah, no, I mean that definitely changed the game. Oh, there's an employee strike.
There it is. Good lord. Josh, it's like he was like the ferocious dog just waiting to get in, and yeah, that's why he inserted himself, and he's bringing it.
Yeah, he's bringing it. He's showing that he cares.
This is tough. This is not good.
Go.
Okay. Got rid of the
Okay.
E-strike. He can semi-duck a siphon, but not really, right? He's going to get siphon. Well, here you go.
No,
Josh
he's
has
not
so
gonna
many
care.
outs here.
Yeah. Josh doesn't care. He's gonna go for the R&D, and R&D is gonna bleed.
Oh, yeah? It sure is. I think that's a good call. Desperado. Oh, my
Oh my
God.
lord.
Oh,
What the hell is happening?
bleeding hard. So we've seen 5 agendas out of 15 cards already. Pretty ugly.
Well,
How many are in this deck? 9? Would you say 9, right?
Josh wants economies. That's why he's using the air encounters. And yes, in terms of the agendas, I believe it's 9 from what I remember. Yes.
You may as well use the air encounters, because what else do you need them for? Just when you, well, I guess when you start siphoning, but you can even tag ride. Who cares?
Wow, and that ends the game. What?
Good. Oh, goodness gracious.
Wow.
Well, there you go.
That is unfortunate. And I told you that mulligan was crazy. That mulligan was, I think, was better. I know the economy wasn't as strong, but
it definitely was better when you have all those agendas on top.
yeah, for sure. Oh my gosh, John, unfortunate.
Well done, Josh. Yeah, that was just bad pull. Just a bad pull.
Let's get everyone in here.
Yeah, go ahead, bring them in.
Everyone in here.
Tough, very tough.
Tough,
that's it.
tough
That's
game.
the end. Like you called it, man. 5-2 East Coast. You called it.
Damn, I'm good.
Damn, you are good, man. That was impressive.
Oh,
Damn, I'm good.
You lived up to the meme, Josh. Well done.
I'm gonna throw in Jason in to see what happens.
Oh my god.
Thought we're gonna throw Jason in. Throw some
Hey,
wonders.
I have one spicy card in my deck. Happens.
We should have thrown Jason into the meat grinder.
A little bit more fun, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a nightmare.
That was a bit.
Good games, everybody.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Good games.
Some quality games.
All right. So let's have a quick chat. As much as we build a rivalry around this, at the end of the day, great players. I enjoy the company of all of you. What was your thoughts going into this East Coast?
Let's go into the whole tournament.
Yeah. So, well, how do you feel now that you know what led to your success besides IG and Max? What was it?
It was me.
Kenny was key, man. He crushed.
Yeah.
Kenny is, yeah.
Kenny's
MVP.
super sick.
I don't know. I feel like we had a good plan.
Given
And
the opportunity that Kenny couldn't continue forward, what was the hopeful, like, who was going to be your anchor at the end, and who was going to be in the middle? What was the plan for the East Coast?
Okay. So I guess one of our big plans was we wanted to make the Wiz deck. We really don't want to play against Moons at all because it's like the best deck, and we're just gonna be like figure out whatever the Moons player was, whatever their runner deck was. We wanted to counter that, and so we were holding Jason in reserve to play the Wiz. So that was our plan. If I had lost, was Jason plays NEH against Wiz, and then after that, I think that was as far. We want to like Josh to anchor, I think, because Andy Moons has just like good solid matchups against everything.
Yeah, Josh is definitely the fallback plan for whatever we're playing against.
That made
Yeah,
sense.
I think I actually have good matchups against every deck that they play.
Yeah, that's what one of the things we want to do was put the Moons player on a runner deck that was hard to counter, because we felt that like Moons is just like such a monster of a deck.
They won't play against it voluntarily.
And John, I know it was a bit of unfortunate games going throughout all this. What was going in your mind as you're going through? If you were able to fight through the entire team.
Oh, at that point, I don't know. I was just sort of at the will of whatever they wanted to play against me. Like that last game was pretty rough.
Yeah.
So that's just how it goes. I mean, we didn't really have like a big plan even going in. Like I just asked in chat what everyone wanted to play, and people typed what they wanted to play, and then we played them.
Cool. Well,
Yeah, that's some hippie shit.
What's for charity? It's not like I don't know. It's not words, but yeah.
Wow, that's fair.
John, I know we didn't have a chance to see some of the cool decks your team had, but there was a Sunny that everyone's really rooting to see on stream.
We were hoping we were going to get the Sunny against Titan round one because that matchup's actually, I think, pretty good for Sunny, and Brian was really confident in it.
But you didn't put him out. You put out Cortez.
No, he was already eliminated. Brian got eliminated by Diaper.
Yeah, it was a random. It was game one. Brian had to go first because he had to leave.
I see. I didn't know who was
He had to
playing
go,
it.
so he was going out first no matter what. But yeah. No, I don't know. Like, the Sunny deck's cool. It has 2 clots in it. And 2 resacons.
Nice.
So that deck's pretty cool. Brian's been playing it for like a long time.
I really did actually I was planning on playing that Titan deck against you guys, and you ended up having to play stupid Diaper, which I really don't know how to play Diaper at all. So
You guys should have heard the chat while John was playing. It was just us going, "What are you doing?"
right? Like, what's this idiot doing?
Cortez was on a that Titan deck had 2 boom and hard hitting news, and Kenny. I mean, we saw the paparazzis. You had both of them, but I'm like, he had a biotic too. I'm like, he could biotic double boom you at one point if he had the money for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. You drew you weaved those fall guys like so hard, so that was really good in that matchup.
Yeah. I felt like I kind of got lucky on the tail end there. I should have installed the second paparazzi before I levied, but
for sure.
And paparazzi way better than Merker and Naders or whatever.
So Eric, I was gonna say Eric Fetaplace was kind of our like coach more than me. I was just sort of like people should just play whatever they want, like go in when they feel like they want to. But Eric was a little more like I guess he was the only one who knew what any of your lists looked like. Because he pays attention to what people play. So I think we would have been totally blind if Eric wasn't on the team. So that was nice. It was nice that Eric's like, oh yeah, he probably has Ronin and he probably doesn't have traps or anything. And it was like, oh, okay, that's good to know, I guess. Yeah, or things like that.
Yeah, I feel like the IG list I was running is very different than the one that was popular because I ran vanilla instead of Kuga or whatever, and no traps, and it's.
Yeah. We knew that no traps, but we didn't know pretty much basically anything else. That game was a little unfortunate, but I don't know. I feel like you guys just played super well, so it's it's all good.
Do you think that was a big swinging point? Like if Eric trashes that same old thing, Kenny can't levy that game, and he can't win, right? We figured he probably could win.
The game's if he trashes the same old
for sure.
So he missed it. So that's Netrunner.
I missed it too. It was.
Both of you punted each other.
You should punt.
Netrunner's super hard. It's also I think pretty hard to play consistently for more than a few games in a row. You almost always end up making mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True enough.
You want to talk to anyone else from the West Coast?
Does anyone else have anything to share? Feel free.
Any comments you want to share?
I'd give a big thank you to Jake and Zach. They were instrumental in helping out for building the decks that put together earlier. Jake did a lot of work on the Titan and stuff like that. We went against it eventually, as John never plays, but we had a deck up until the last minute that he did a lot of work on, and Zach did tons of testing too.
Yeah.
Great.
Thanks, Travis.
Yeah.
Bunch of unsung heroes behind the team.
I will say there was a lot of. It was really unfortunate that I had to win so many in a row at CI at the end there, because CI actually can't really win 4 games in a row, no matter what deck CI build you're playing. So I was like, I think if they just keep playing against CI, they just win the odds game. That was kind of what I thought, because it was eventually you're gonna lose I did, where it's cool, you accessed RMD twice and stole 4 points or whatever, that happens.
Yeah, that's
definitely. CI is a deck where you're gonna win most of your games, but you're always gonna drop 2 to variance. But yeah, it's that was a little unfortunate. I was like, I think if they're smart, they'll just keep playing against CI until I draw a bad hand to lose.
So what? I gotta ask: is Wes still there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So Wes, I gotta ask you. I was blown away by how you were able to rig Jinteki to give you 3 employee strike and film critic and slums. What was your thoughts going in into that game.
What was your thoughts going into the 3-strike Slums film critic game?
I'm on stream now.
Yeah, you're on stream now.
In the game, felt pretty good. I felt like I just clicked credits all game, which is wrong, obviously. Apparently, I asked him after the game if I had the line to win. Apparently, I could have perfect like ran HQ 1 and 5, clicked it off of film critic and run the remote, and that was like the only shot I had at trashing the hero.
Interesting.
Yeah, I didn't really know. I felt like I had the game locked until it was very clear that I didn't after you got the hero and the Ronin.
Yeah, I was like very on the back foot and was like not drawing what I wanted to.
If I could have traded the Yogg or the Street Peddler in my hand for a daily cast turn 1, that would have been nice.
Yeah, it felt like you didn't get a lot of real money, and it was a great game. I was really happy with that game because I love it when there are sweet IG games.
Yeah,
everyone hates on it all the time.
Yeah, it wasn't a blowout either direction. We were both like, what's gonna happen? And
yeah,
you eked it out in the end.
I was also really rused. You ran 2 face down remotes where you would have died if either of them were Cortex lock. And they're both vanillas.
Yeah. I die if I don't hit that Ronin, I die also, though. So.
Yeah. I mean, I knew you had to.
I was honestly, the whole time, I was like, one of these is a Komano. Eventually, it's a Komano. And I got to run first click for it.
Mm-hmm.
And it never was.
Yeah. I only play one Komano.
Yeah, I had no idea. I don't think I've played IG since, like, Store Champs 2015 or something.
So, it's changed a lot.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's a lot of fun. It's one of my favorite decks to play.
Oh yeah, I'm really glad there's like variety in the metagame, but I also play combo decks and things people hate.
Yeah.
So, but I'm down with it. I play it again. I just told Eric, I'll play it again right now. Let's run it back, the whole thing. Let's do round 2. Let's go.
That's the dream. That's a lot of fun. Big streams like this are great.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I have no more thoughts. I want to thank everyone who came out again. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your contribution. It was a fun event, as always.
Thanks for Heston. It's great.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Casting, hosting, everything was great.
Yeah, well, we'll be having the content. We recorded it and try to communicate as much as we could. So if you guys want to go back and watch it, I think even Scott recorded everything, so he has it on locally if it gets lost somehow.
Cool.
Yeah,
it should be saved up on Twitch, and I should have it. I can put it up on YouTube too, I think, at some point. And we got 2 last-minute donations from Raja Doak. He's a jar on StimX Slack. He was very generous, and Laura Williams. They pushed us over $1,000. So.
Oh, nice.
Wow,
yeah. So.
That's really awesome.
Super nice, really generous. Yeah, thanks all of you for playing and giving up part of your Sunday to do this. It was really nice. I thought it was just a fun way to kind of end the tournament season before Worlds. If there is a Worlds, I don't know. What do people think?
What are you talking about? We got Canadian nationals.
Oh. Jason's come to take his crown back.
When is that? Is that coming up?
Also,
3rd week of September.
I'm told if there's no World Spags, you're just running Vegas Showdown, right?
If there isn't a Worlds, I'm going to just have it at Vegas. And either
Vegas
way, there
Showdown?
may be a Vegas event next spring I'm looking at. So.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Vegas.
A little spoiler out there.
oh god.
Okay. Well, I know Josh headed out because he's sick. I don't know if anyone has any closing notes, but thank you so much again. I guess we'll figure out what the next event's going to be, since we figured out US is better than UK and East Coast can Luxac.
We've narrowed down to the East Coast, right?
Well, I think Sam Swede, the North American champion, said the winner of this has to play the Central Time Zone team next. They're like the final boss, so maybe I'll be in that.
Josh for that? I guess no. Josh is on our time zone.
Josh, that's the question.
Josh is on every team. Josh said he's on that team.
Hawaiian Island was the final boss, like out there himself.
Jesse Vandover 5 times.
Jesse Vandover, yeah.
Or Team Australia. I don't know who we want to fight. Osher's on that team now, so. Ooh. Anyhow, yeah, thanks
we'll
everyone.
Take anyone on.
Bring it on. Bring it on.
Get a team. Flimsiest excuse you need to get 5 people get together and we'll play them.
Any excuse to play Netrunner is great in my mind. So
yeah.
All right, kids. That
awesome.
was fun.
Enjoy the rest of your day, guys.
Thanks. Have a good day.
Yep. Take care.
Awesome.
Guys.